Listen, listen, listen. Welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I am going to ramble on about how much money everybody lost in crypto this weekend. Or maybe how much money you made in crypto, because if you bought on the dip and you sold on the rip, then man, you are wrong channel. Matter of fact, I don't talk crypto. Unless if you talk to me, and then I'll talk to you about crypto. Anyway, I think there's enough news to actually get through a 3-hour tour fairly easily. Hell, I think I could probably talk to G.I. Joe for 3 hours today, but we're not going to, because there's some other news. There's always something to get into. So anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. 39 people right now. Please hit that like button, that subscribe if you haven't. My God. All of a sudden, I got too much saliva built up in my mouth, and I can't really talk. All right. I don't know if drinking pop is the best thing there, but I have my water. I have my Arnold Palmer here, if need be. So anyway, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. This weekend, I will repeat it a little bit. This Friday, 10 p.m., if you are a channel member. Perfect time to get a membership right now. If you're not a member, Punk's Pit, 10 p.m. I will have a host of different people on. Matthew's always there. Ed is always there. A guy named Viper Scout is almost always there. You never get to see Viper Scout. And there'll be other people flowing through. And as the night rolls on, if you're interested, you'll probably have a chance to jump on here. But we can talk more about that later on, or on Friday. I gotta say, I've been on this thing a lot. I have a feeling Saturday I may just unplug and get away from YouTube, unless if I have to do something else, which if I get to that, well, I'm not going to get to that today, but I might have something happening in a different universe of YouTube that I will tell you guys about when the time is right. So anyway, how did everyone else's weekend go? I mean it. Did anyone tell me tell me in the chat. Are you into crypto? And if you are, did you watch everything tank, or did you buy and watch it shoot up? Because it's not for the weak at heart. That is for damn sure. I don't have a lot of money. Believe me, I don't have a lot of money invested in it. But it is funny to watch it, just to watch them sink stuff and then watch them shoot it back up. It's amazing. But I'll tell you what, you can make $400 or $500 in 24 hours pretty easily, but you can also lose it that quickly. Johnny is asking, what is crypto? You need to use that phone for a few other things. I'm just saying. Anyway, 48 people right now. Hit that like button. We're going to say hi to the chat, because we're 5 minutes into it. There's that many people here. Stanley Everhart is saying, and school is now a snow day. Makeup today is June 20th. Slimmer chances of Joe Fest now, with more winter weather due Tuesday. Well, you know what? You just take the time off. I'm sorry. School will be there. Joe Fest comes once a year. All right. So Stanley Everhart is here. We got Daredevil Dave. We have Johnny Reno. Stanley Everhart, who already said. Gun Bunny Customs, SCS. Dog is here. We have G.I. Bro, who will be a guest in 2 weeks on Thursday with a friend. And we're going to have the preliminary gun show. He doesn't know any of this. He doesn't know any of this yet. Woody 222 is here. You know what, Woody? I'm just going to give it to you. That came off completely wrong. So what do we do here?
That's what she said.
But you're going to get the... just because you are here so damn early. We have Ronnie Trickshot is in the house. Clint Jorgensen, Snow Wolf, Machine Man, Beardy McBearderson says, I haven't heard a peep about the Phil Collins in years. Now he's knuckle deep in my algorithms. Did you know it was his birthday last week? Well, now I do. Fucking Phil Collins. You know what? What the hell? Why not?
Fucking Phil Collins.
I didn't know that it was Phil Collins' birthday either. But you can blame Johnny Reno, this guy right here, because he sent it to me. And then I sent it to my daughter. And you know what she said to me? Oh my God, that's what he looks like. She had no idea what he looked like, which I found pretty damn funny too. Here is Viper Scout is here. We got David R. We have a Shark Guys toy review. We have a Sabir. Cobra Commander is in the house. Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. We have Model Misfit or Loki. I don't understand why you just haven't changed your name to Loki. Menhuza is joining us. We have the King Beastman 82. Lonzo Wilkinson checking in. Are you new here? I don't feel like I've seen your name before, and if I have, it's been recently. Matthew Matson, my moderator, will probably let me know in a second. If you're new, thank you, welcome, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Don't expect to get to any GI Joe news or any news for that matter for quite some time, because that's not how the show goes. It's literally called Monday Night Toy Ramblings for that reason. And there he is right there, my moderator, my first moderator, Matthew Matson. Did I say Machine Man? I think that I did. We have PNC. Sounds so weird. Dustin Blair. Sean Jones, a Roll Keeper. I've been seeing Roll Keeper. This guy's all over the place, man. Zup Larry Neck. Yes, people think I look like Leatherneck. At least the classified version. I don't see it. I should have sent something to Lenny about that. We have U.S. Combat Dojo. We have Stiff Kittens reviews. There's Osdrodamus Toys. There used to be a time that his sister showed up first. Now I hardly ever see Carol. I don't know if I offended her or not. I doubt it, but I know she isn't coming around anymore. Jamie Garcia has joined us. We have Lee 86. I was about to say that I don't remember seeing your name, but I remember the professional right there. Action Figs, Ed, my other moderator. I'm going to give you a huge shout out. I'm going to do it right now. Ed and his partner Travis, who isn't watching because he's watching probably a shitty version of Monday Night Raw, because let's be honest, the WWF is not what it used to be, and Monday Night Raw is nothing like it used to be. But they do a show at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, and my daughter sent him a birthday card, or made him a birthday card, and they always do a shout out to someone from the crick, and they showed, their shout out was to my daughter. And they showed her birthday card. He showed her the birthday card. He read it. She was all giggles and smiles. As many as people think that I have just giant fucking ego, and I hear it and I see people make comments, and some of you guys know that that's just how I act, and other people think it's true. Watching my daughter laugh like that and just kind of have these rosy cheeks, and she's kind of embarrassed, but she's not, because she loves it. That meant the world to me. You're truly one of my best friends, and that just meant the world to me to watch her act. Just to see her name up there. And again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, I could go on and on, but I'd be here for 3 hours. Hustle SM has joined us. Let's see here. We're kind of getting to the point where there's so many. Stiff Kid Review says, the only good thing about Phil Collins is his daughter, Lily Collins. Phil is an absolute prick. I don't know if he's a prick. The guy makes pretty damn good music. All I know is that for a while, it seemed like he was the only person that did Disney songs. And that's where fucking Phil Collins comes from. Plastic Skulls is here. We have Fat Tread. We have Nolan, which now makes us ToyTube official. Bobby Wold, who even shows up when there's nothing to win. All right, I just made it for Monday night Toy Ramblings. Did I miss the Buffy chat? There's no Buffy chat. Olivia is not here. Yesterday, she had a baby shower to go with her mom, which she did not want to go to. I'll just say that. So we did not get to watch any Buffy because I had so much shit to get done for YouTube. So I didn't get to really watch anything. I think we watched a couple episodes. I know we watched a couple episodes over the weekend. I just can't remember which one. So Buffy talk will not resume until probably next week. But you can rest assured there will be more Buffy talk because we still got a lot of episodes to get to. Oz is saying Carol works 2 jobs these days. She's still supposed to have Monday off. 9. Like, you just don't tell your boss, like, hey, have you not seen what's on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? It is the top-rated ToyTuber on Monday nights in Michigan, in Mount Clemens. Well, in his little neighborhood. Facts are facts. Just saying. All right, I'm kind of dwindling down here. I like to say hi to everyone if possible, but I think I kind of got too far behind. We have Krusty Old Crow. He's here. Lee says, new to the channel, seems like a great community. Well, I've seen you before. Maybe if you've not been here, I know that I've seen you before because I remember the Leon, from the professional here. So great to have you. Enjoy it. We try and have fun here. I hope every other channel does. I can't speak for every other channel. We have Aaron, the toy enhancer, saying, what's up, guys? We have the Cobra Pit. I will shout out you guys in a second, too, who I was on for we're on for almost 4 hours. He had to bolt, but his brother Campbell and I had a nice, long conversation. Good times. I got to say that. Whew, I think I'm almost to the end. Wow. So many people. Here's Legend Series right at the end. All right. After that, I need a drink. Woo. All right. And the Briscoe jumping in here. Let's say hi. Briscoe. All right. 70 people, please hit that like button if you haven't. Again, this Friday, 10 p.m., Punk's Pit. You got to be a channel member. We have rolling people throughout. Matthew's on almost the whole time. Usually, I'm not going to say his real name because I don't know if we want people to know. Viper Scout is on. Ed is on until he has to leave to moderate another show for free. I mean, I'm assuming he moderates for free. All right. Anyway, so Friday, I want to say thank you to Same Time Toys. That is Shane. He asked me to come on. We had a blast. There was a really, really fun after talk, I guess you could say. This guy actually locked himself out of his own stream after we went off air, and only Tony and I, Tony's Figs, were on. So he actually had to create a new stream so he could jump onto it. So thank you to him. I had a blast with him. Saturday, I did a stream with the Cobra Pit and Kiwi. I can't think. Kiwi Campbell. I can't think of the actual name, but his name is Campbell Kiwi. Pit, tell me what. Come on, someone tell me what the full name is of the channel. Anyway, had a blast with them. Love talking to them. It's good to be on the other side and just kind of sit there. I don't have to have any notes, nothing scheduled. I don't have to. That's what I was thinking. Kiwi G.I. Joe Customs. That's what I wanted to say, but I think the Customs and G.I. Joe, I think it kind of got mixed in with everyone. There's other channels that start the same way or end the same way. Anyway, thank you very much, Adam. But I had a blast with them. It's nice being on the other side. They have this in the hot seat, which is, you would think that I'm used to when someone puts me up on screen on their channel, just solo, considering for over 3 hours, I look at myself on Monday. But it's still weird. It's still strange because it's like you're hearing other voices. I hear voices in my head all the time, so that's nothing new. But these were voices that I'm not used to. I'm not used to New Zealand voices in my head. But like when Oz does it on the Clubhouse, It always seems strange because you're up there alone, and it's like, can't you guys leave yourself on the side? I'm perfectly fine with that. So anyway, I want to say thank you to them. Thursday with a friend, I had Trust a Screamer on. Now, there's been some controversy. Is it True Star Screamer or is it Trust a Screamer? Well, during the chat, his wife jumped in and said, "What's up?" or something like that to Trust a Screamer. She actually highlighted the letters. So now we know that it's not True Star Screamer. It's Trust a Screamer. And don't let him fool you. All right? David's name is Trust a Screamer. All right. And then this Thursday at a special time of 10 p.m. because unfortunately his show goes to around 9:30. I am going to have Toy Gains from one half of the Mega Powers. I think it's one half. I don't know. They always seem to have like 4 people on there. So is it the Mega Powers were 2 people and Miss Elizabeth, right? That's not what I see. I see 4 people. So he wasn't going to be able to be here at 9. I still want to have him on there. It's really difficult when there's guys that have a live stream that go on Thursday, and they're guys that you like and that you want to have on the show. And hey, I don't stop my show for people. I don't expect anyone else to. So I really do appreciate him being able to jump on or willing to jump on right after his show. So anyway, tune in for Toy Gains. And we'll probably go 3 hours, and I'll be regretting it in the morning because I'll be up till 1 a.m. Sherlock is jumping. Hey, Sherlock, did you order any stickers? Just wondering if you ordered any stickers. Let me know when you do. And look, there's Mr. Wonderful taking time out. There must be commercials on this on Netflix on Monday Night Raw, so he has enough time. And I'm not going to say it again. You can go back. I gave you guys a really nice compliment. I appreciate what you did for the shout out for my daughter on your show. It meant the world to me, and to watch her sit there and laugh and giggle was awesome. So, all right. Like I said, there's lots of Joe news, but we're going to get into that soon. I sold 2 more grenades. If you guys are interested, I have 2 more grenades left. They're $20 shipped. If you're in the U.S. and probably in Canada too. I haven't tried shipping to Canada yet. But if you're interested, and believe me, you gotta pull the pin because this thing will shoot off. All right, just don't break it. Just don't break it. But anyway, if anyone is interested, hit me up. I can get more made. All right, but I don't want to pay and have more of them made and then nobody want them. So if you guys are interested in the grenades, there's also a pineapple grenade that opens up and you can house other things in there. I was told like weed, but I don't smoke weed, so I don't know. Kenzo's Creation saying, "Yo, what's up, Punk and Chad? Great to have you here, Kenzo. Did you know Kenzo goes live? I had no idea. I had no idea until I ran across this show one day, and I was like, hey, Kenzo is live. I didn't know you did lives." He can. I mean, I can have him do whatever color I want, but I don't. I don't want to ask him to, and then have to buy some that are different colors that no one wants. Woody, did you pull the pin on it? I watched your video. Woody was showing it off, and he's like, I think I can just maybe take the keychain off. Dude, I could have just sent you a damn keychain if you wanted a keychain. You gotta pull it, and then watch the handle go flying. It's I don't know. It's relaxing and refreshing for some reason. Aaron says, "I would never hide weed in a pineapple grenade." Hey, listen, dude, you guys hide that shit wherever you want. I don't know nothing about it. Thanos Copter is joining us. If you're not checking out Thanos Copter, then let me tell you, you're missing out on a hell of an Instagram. 610. I saw you earlier. I did not highlight you. Hey, Punk, can you say, "Hey, Peyton, Eric, hurry up and get your homework done"? All right. Hey, Peyton and Eric, Hurry up and get your homework done. Was that? I hope I didn't blow anyone's ears out. I hope I didn't blow anyone's ears out. So anyway, and Toy Matrix is here. All right. Also, I did show off before. I did put up a new shirt. I ordered one for myself. So as soon as I get it in, it is Roman in the Duke outfit. Go check it out. Actually, there should be a link down in the description. Go check them out. Check out the shirts that I have, the merch. It helps support the channel, and you get something out of it. You get cool shirts. I think they're cool. At least I put them up there anyway. All right. As for this week, what did I drop? So last week I dropped the classic review of Grunt Grand Slam in the Hell. I really do love going back and looking at these. I really do love going back and looking at these videos or looking at these figures and actually looking at the detail that they put into them. What the designers did is absolutely amazing. And it's great to watch what Lenny and Tony do going forward and creating stuff. But being able to go back and look again, we didn't do that stuff. I didn't. All right, we just played with the toys, but knowing that they put that much detail in it was amazing. And here is Tony's fake sayings. Where's my $2 hookers at, Woody? And then Big M, what's up? Tony, I doubt that he remembers that conversation. Wade Hollison jumping in here. Que pasa, everyone? I don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. I live in the USA where we speak English. Well, most of us do. Also, I opened up. Well, just a couple things. I opened up the Santa Claus from Fresh Monkey Fiction, Naughty or Nice. Doesn't have the greatest articulation, but I don't care. This thing is so much fun. Matthew, I think you said you have one. This thing's a lot of fun. Oops. A lot of fun. No doubt about it. They give you a couple different heads. They give you cookies and milk. Well, I had milk, and I hope the milk didn't fall out of it because there's actual milk in it. Well, not real milk. They give you a present, and they do give you a hat. And I want to find my milk. Hope I don't step on it. But he does come with a Santa hat. But if you got this Mythic Legions figure, it fits so perfect on him. It is so perfect on him. I can't take it off it. I feel like I might have to order a different Santa Claus. But then the other figure that I got him at the same time as I got that Mythic Legion, was the Gurwitch. All right. This guy here. Now, he has a bunch of different heads. Johnny, you might want this. Because look at it. It looks like a Mandalorian head with antlers on it. And I was planning on using like a cat head. But man, the moment I got this head on him, I'm like, that thing is just too fucking awesome. So he looks like a Mandalorian in some ways, and he's got these big antlers. Just awesome. So Johnny Reno, you may want to go get that one. I'm just saying, a lot of fun. Get it at Store Horseman. I think that's it. That's the only place you can actually get that one. So anyway, whew. And then here is a 3-star draw jumping in here. Darren, great to have you. I'm not reading the chat right now because I'm talking. So Ed is saying the Fresh Monkey Fiction Santas are a lot of fun. And I just ordered regular Santa. And they don't have the greatest articulation, but man, they pose really well. Like Santa's pretty much on one foot and like a foot and one toe, right? And there's no chance of him falling over. I mean, they're really fun figures. Just a lot of fun to mess around with. So I'll be happy I'll be interested. I can't be happy. I'll be interested with what I get to do with them come Christmas time next year, which I can wait because, man, I got to get through this year. What we have coming out this week for the classic reviews, we have Grunt. Oh, wait, we had Grunt last week. I have Rock and Roll, Flash, and then the Jump. So if you are a channel member, you can already go and watch them. I put them up there. So they're already up, and you can watch them until they go live if you're a channel member. And again, perfect time to become a channel member because next week is Friday, we'll be doing Punk's Pit. Also tomorrow, I'm going to throw it in here one more time. This is a link that's going to take you to the premiere of the next 20 in rating the classified figures, numbers 61 through 80. I think I finally got a system to do it. Just a better way to get them all lined up. But please go over there, hit that remind me button, just so you don't forget. I think last time we had like 50 people watching, 40 to 50 people the whole time. Ed, it's set for 8:20, so it will finish around 9:10, when your show should already have been started. I'm giving you guys ample time. I think it was 40 minutes. Maybe it was 50 minutes. They may run more into yours. I'll have to adjust it if it is. Either way, I want it set so it runs into your show about 5 minutes after you start. All right. Wade Howlison is here saying, what's up? We have Toy Optics jumping in here. Whew. Man, oh, man, oh, man. All right. So, I did say thank you to Ed. Again, and the other thing is Punk's Pit. Become a member. If you want to hear me talk about other YouTubers, bash everyone else that I don't like, that's the place to go, because usually we start off and we don't do that. Because I tell everyone, don't say anything on here you wouldn't say out there, because guess what? Anyone can screen capture anything and show it off to the person. We don't bash people. We could. I could do that here. I wouldn't do it behind a locked door. So anyway, see if there's anything else. Oh, that's it. Thank you to everyone that went and watched the Big Ben video. Push it over 1,000. I'm gonna try and do that more often. I want to get all my. I love all my classified videos to be at 1,000. Great way to support the channel. Doesn't cost any money. Just hit that little button and it just plays. So I linked to tomorrow. One is really close to 1,000, and the other one is a little, I think, just over 100 away from it. It's an older one, but a goodie, I guess you could say. But that's going to go out there. Again, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. We have Sub-0911 here. And everyone, sorry I forgot to put that in. I missed what you said, but I'll believe you. Anyway, all right. So I think we're going to get into a little news. But before we do, we're going to say we're going to have a little something from our sponsors.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, "Oh, Moss Man, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio." So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice, and like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click, and then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, "Oh dang, Mouse Man, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine." And I'm just like, "Well, I went to HellyDoveToys.com and I just pushed the buttons, and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like I opened up the box, and I thought, "Oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice." But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff, and I was just like, "Oh dang, I just changed the trash." But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all saved. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelloDopeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then, like, at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, "Oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used." And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelloDopeToys.com and like and subscribe, and then in the comments put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not HelloDopeToys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, alright guys, bye!
Oh, look at this. Merging Lion jumped in at the perfect time. I don't believe that I've ever seen your name, so welcome. Saying yay, Mossman. And I guess I have to go. Toy Optics saying, "You think Mossman ever just shaves his nips and leaves everything else flocked?" I didn't want that vision in my head. Like I didn't need that. So Spec, I'm not happy with you. Dreadnought K6 saying, "What's up?" And Joe Gonsalves. I just like saying that because I asked him how to pronounce it, and he told me. Well, he told all of us, and nobody else knew. And look at this. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Like Motu Guru jumping in here right at time to get a little bit of Masters of the Universe news. And I do mean a little bit of Masters of the Universe news. And on Tuesday, February 11th, the Motu collection, they're releasing Masterverse Oversized Panther. And this is the only picture that I have from it. If there's other pictures, I didn't go looking for them. I'll just flat out say it. But if you're into Masterverse, you have this Panther. Come on. It's Mattel Creations. How are you not making this thing flocked? How is this thing not flocked? I mean, it's Mattel Creations, come on. Give us something awesome. I mean, I'm not going to buy it, so it doesn't really matter. But do a flocked one, and I think you'd have a lot more people buying it. But either way, if you want an oversized... So, I mean, I have Kenzo here, right? I have Kenzo's here, and I have Motu Guru. Like, how big is this, right? I mean, is it the same size as the Battle Cat? Because, I mean, I don't really see a figure next to it. At least not in this picture, so it's hard to actually tell. Kenzo says they put a link to Ed's page at checkout. I don't know what that meant. Probably should have read that. I thought you were going to tell me something about this. Stiff Kitten says it's not flocked. Even my Funko Panther is flocked. Exactly. And look, who is this? Alice and Troy jumping in. It's just a repainted Masterverse Battle Cat with extra stuff. That's kind of what I assume. So how is he oversized? Unless if you're putting him on an Origins figure. But hey, you know what? If you want it, awesome. Kind of surprised they didn't have one to begin with. I regret because I think those I think those Masterverse ones were like, I think I found them for like $5 for a short bit, and I didn't get one, and I definitely regret that because I do have some Masterverse. More than anything, I have the 30th anniversary SDCC Skeletor and He-Man. Now, those would have been awesome to be on that, and I'm definitely not going to go try and find them at other prices. $5, I should have. Maybe it was $10. It wasn't expensive. I know that. So, Todd C jumping in here. Shark Guy saying, Motu talk is when I head to my kitchen to make some lunch, as you were, folks. Don't worry, there's not much more. And war chest full of toys showing up 40 minutes late, like a clockwork, right? All right, on to some McFarlane toys. 90 people watching. Please go over there and vote and hit the like button. Why is it so hard for people to hit like buttons on live stuff? All right, hit the like button, please. It helps out the algorithm. It says, hey, you are live. You are not buying subs. It doesn't say that. It also doesn't say that you're live, but it does say that, hey, you're not doing that. So you should check in. All right. So we have, this is a monstrosity. All right. This is just a monstrosity. So this is the Dark Knight Death Metal. Now, I always say that I built the show over time, so you can just turn it on and listen to it. You don't have to watch it. If you're one of those people right now, stop, take a shitter break, and go look at this thing because it is so bad. And Batman's head is too small for the whole buck. But it is a Jokerized Dark Knight of Steel. I always ask, who is asking for this? I have no idea, all right? But he's making it. Dude, to sit in a board meeting at McFarlane Toys would be amazing. To see shit go... I bet it's like... Did anyone watch The Office? Do you remember when they're having the Christmas party and he's telling him to get ice cream and he wants mint chocolate chip and they're like, dude, she's lactose intolerant. And he's like, mint chocolate chip. I bet that is McFarlane. Dude, I bet that is McFarlane. Todd McFarlane. That is Todd when he says he wants something and everyone's like, no. Payne's Toy Sample jumping in here. Payne, I haven't seen you on very much, man. It's good to have you around here. I know you jump in for a short bit and then you go to sleep like really early. That's never going to happen for me. But anyway, if you're like, hey, if you were like, I love this Dark Knight of Steel, but what would make it better is it Jokerized. Well, you got your wish. Here's the cape. I'm sorry. Here's the back of it. Now, it took me a second to look at this. And I'm like, where are his legs at? But his legs are so long that you don't see anything right up until you get to right up to the top of it. Right? And I'm like, it looks like he has no legs. Who's your daddy is jumping in here? Looks like it's made out of crayons. It just might be. No, you know what? The thing is, McFarlane stuff is not soft like crayons, so it's anything but crayons, unfortunately. So here's everything that it comes with. You get his big sickle. You get a stand, Jokerized stand, a Jokerized card holder, and then 4 different cards, it looks like. So if you were sitting there and you keep going to Target and you're like, fuck I need a Jokerized Dark Knight of Steel. Well, you finally got one. And you can say, I saw it first on Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where they will talk about just about anything. And there's the packaging, so you can't miss it. It is a gold label. And then we got the... is this it? Wait, maybe that was the Death Metal. This is the Dark Knight of Steel. That was the Dark Knight Death Metal. I don't know. Either way, I don't think anyone wants any. But here's the, this version, this copper version that I know everyone was like, dude, this is what I need. So we're getting 2 Batman. I don't know what else I don't know if he released anything else. Big giant sword, a stand, a card. I'm telling you, like someone buys this shit. All right. And if you buy it, awesome. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. Woody, you're right there. I went to fucking Best Buy looking for that lamppost with a Batman. Because I remember when that Batman was showing off in the light post, and I was like, I just want the light post. So I went to Best Buy, and they didn't have one McFarlane figure there. And I know I see McFarlane figures at Best Buy, but this Best Buy didn't have any. But I went there looking for it to see if I could find it on sale. Stiff Kitten's review says, in his interview with Shartimus, Todd pretty much said the same. Said he is making figures he wants to see, not the consumers. McFarlane Toys is shit. Pin joints roll. If it's the one that I saw, is it from a while back, where Shartimus asked about, has he thought about doing pinless joints? And Todd was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. If you can find something, like, send it over to me and I'll give it to my research people and they can look into it. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Don't act like you don't know what pinless joints are. All right? Don't act like you don't know what a pinless joint is, all right? Every fucking company is doing it, even if they're not, even if they don't always do it with every figure. Everyone but NECA. Everyone but NECA. No one seems to care that NECA doesn't do it. Just Jeff joining here. What in the fuck is that? What if Batman went to Oz and became a fucking Tin Man? Jeff, I hope Dobby is doing better. If you don't know, Jeff did a 24-hour stream to say thank you to everyone that helped get Dobby home with all of his medical expenses. Dobby is his little dog, and we all know how much. We know how much I love Roman, and if I had to do something like that, I know I would too. So, Jeff, I hope he's doing better. Hope you're doing better. Hope you recuperated. I know what it's like to be on for 24 plus hours. And then we have Trust a Screamer Evening. Oh, sorry I'm late. Had to be Family Guy. I already said thank you to you. I told everyone that the controversy is over. Your name is Trust a Screamer. And that is due to your wife coming in and saying, Trust a Screamer. Highlighted the letters and everything, so that's who you are. JoeFan84 is jumping in here saying, hey, everyone. We have Mocollectic. What's goody, my guys? Wife getting her nails done. Got some real time. What time is it where you're at? I'm just interested because it's almost 10 p.m. here. So, anyway, if you want this, good for you. I make jokes about people about not liking this shit, but you know what? If it's something for you, hey, feel free to say, you know what, Punk, you're an asshole. I like it. Nobody likes this. Oh, my daughter is doing her nails. How old is your daughter? Please tell me she's young, because I think that is like the coolest thing. I think it's so cool when kids are like, hey, I never had it done, but there was a picture of me on Facebook with my daughter doing my hair. I think I had a shaved head at the time, but I don't fully remember. But I was sitting in one of those little, one of those kids things sitting down there. Oh, so she's actually getting it done. So she's actually doing them properly. I was hoping it was going to be like, Care Bear nail polish and shit like that. So, anyway, here's the back of it. If you need, because you're like, I don't know, I want to buy this, but what does the back look like? This is what it looks like. All right, on to a little NECA. Toy optics. Punk, you're an asshole, and I still don't like it. Very true. Understandable. All right. So here is this is from the Hammer Films Horror of Dracula 1958 Van Helsing. So this is the only picture that I saw. I don't know if they solicited more, but this was the only picture that I had seen. I have never seen this. Never seen this movie. I have to say, I love this type of look, though. NECA is not always the greatest, not the greatest with articulation, but I think you also know what you're getting with the NECA. They give you some wonderful, accessories here. But I do think this is a really good-looking figure. Like I said, I know nothing about it. 3 different heads, a body to swap out, so I'm assuming you don't always have to be wearing the jacket, but you have the cross, the stakes. I don't know what the other things are. There's a pin hammer. I don't know why he has car jacks. Are those not jacks to hold up the car so you can do your brakes and shit? Yeah, Ed is saying this Van Helsing classic looks awesome. I agree, it does. It really does. Peter Cushing, he also played Dr. Frankenstein in The Hammer. I didn't realize it was Peter Cushing till now that you're saying it. And then looking at that third head, I fully see it. Looks really good. Again, you gotta know what you're getting with NECA. I think they're priced pretty well for what you get. A lot of accessories, they're under $40 or they're just at $40 depending on where you get them. So, and Brick something saying late. And then we got a few more of these. I totally forgot what this was called. What are these called again? But this is a better look at them. I don't think that I've had any. Pictures where you actually see the full costume. And Ace from Ramen Toys jumping in here. Great to have you, Ace, man. Nice to see you. I hope you are. I hope you're gonna have a nice big display at Joe Fest again, because you had some big boys there. So I will be looking forward to seeing that display again if you're gonna be there. So anyway, these are all the. I think all the horror stuff for their. What the hell's the name of it? What is the name of this guy? Did you guys mention it? No, they're not trick or treat. Well, they're trick or treaters, but there's an actual name. The Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. Thank you very much, Viper Scout. And Ramen Ace is saying yes. Looking forward. Yes, Joe Fest is penned in. Flights booked. And I'm going to do my best to get there once again because such a good fucking time. I'm telling you guys, man, if you have not been to Joe Fest, do it. It's not, and I know people are like, hey, I'm not a Joe guy. It's not about being a Joe guy. It's just about the people, the hangout. It's 4 days. I mean, it's 3 days of the convention, but you're there for technically 4 nights. Most people are, and you're going to have an absolute blast. So, all right. So here's the a clown outfit. That thing is creepy as shit. Total creepy here. But I think at least this is the first time that I can remember having the solicitation where you actually can see the suits are actually like the original suits, that we had, the costumes that we actually had. And here is the Wolfman. That looks scary as hell. And I know we had Ed here saying, can't wait for Joe Fest. Dude, yes. It's going to be so much fun, man. So much fun. The Jeff says, well, that clown is nightmare fuel. Great. So if you're into these, I believe they're still the same price point, aren't they? And they're small little figures, small little guys. But yeah, if you're into these, they're going to have so many of them. It is nice that they can definitely take up less space. No doubt about that. But it's kind of up to you if you want to get them. And then here is the fallopian tube. It really doesn't look. It looks like some awful things. I know it's supposed to be an alien, but oh my god, this thing just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't. This thing never set. I've seen like other versions of like this, and it just never set well with me. All right, and we're getting through this stuff pretty quickly. Gridiron Studios. All right. I'm going to remove this for a second. Like so. I got to say this. If you're watching, and first off, hit the like button before I piss you off. Hit the like button and the subscribe button before I piss you off and you never want to come back. Okay? The Facebook groups. This got released last Friday. And then on Saturday, which was G.I. Joe Day, they released their digital render. Now, I don't really give a shit which one you like more, which one you think looks better. I cannot believe how long, or shall I say, how long it didn't, how little time it took people to start comparing them, bashing each other. Like, for the love of fucking God, if you like one, buy it. If you don't like the price of the Gridiron one, so be it. I think $200 is too expensive also. But listen, it costs money to make this shit. They have product costs, right? To make all that stuff. Theirs is being made in-house, right? It's a small little company. Ace can tell you, but Ace isn't 3D printing stuff, right? His stuff is plastic mold injected, but it's going to cost a little more, right? But I don't care. There's no reason for these people to be going back and forth right away, saying this one's better than that one. I'm just going to wait for this one. Dude, do whatever. And again, I know the fucking internet is a cesspool of bullshit. I get it, all right? But I just cannot believe how long it took, or so how long it didn't take for people to get in there and already start comparing the two, bitching about one, bitching about the other. Like, dude, if you like it, buy it. End of story. All right? It's just that good. When you're having an actual conversation and you're talking about maybe what you like more about the other, more than the other, and again, one is a digital render that we've seen one look of, and I don't even think it's the best look. So again, please just fucking calm down. People don't like Gridiron. Okay, don't buy it. Right? Don't buy Gridiron shit if you don't like it. Ace, dude, ramen toys right here. There are people that don't fucking want to buy ramen toys. Don't fucking buy it. But why are you going on and always have to fucking bash the shit when you haven't even had it in hand to know what it is? Right? I do reviews and I'll give you my honest opinion. Doesn't mean I'm going to fucking bash it. Just Jeff says, I don't know, man. I think of like 200 reasons why the Gridiron one is bullshit, but that's just me. Well, again, it is 3D printed. It is all done in-house. It is a small company. And again, do I think 200 is a lot? Yes. Would I rather wait? I do. I would. I would rather wait because for me, it's too expensive for me to buy. But I don't think that it's a bad price. Hell, I've seen other fucking vehicles that are almost $200 that don't have the detail that will. Just saying. Fumbling through the galaxy is here. I was halfway to hitting the like button, but now, I don't know, man. This concept of free will is odd. No, you can have, listen, I have your fucking opinion, but why people automatically go right into bitching about something is something that I don't understand. All right? And believe me, if you're on fucking Facebook, it doesn't take long to roll through and be like, if you voted for this person, you can just unfriend me. Well, fuck you. I don't want anyone telling me who I can and can't vote for. Technically, I guess me telling you not to bitch is me taking away your right, but I'm just saying, I'm not telling people to like everything. I'm just saying, you went right to comparing it really quick. But anyway, here's the Gridiron Studios Jungle Hound with Larry Neck on it. And I think it looks really good. I mean, it is a dune buggy, okay? Yes, it has a lot of characteristics of the All-Striker. I don't think there's any denying that. But it's not the All-Striker. And that's good because it's nice not to have the exact same thing, right? I don't think anyone really wants that. Allison Troy says, it takes Lawrence at least 7 minutes to get his bitch on. Pace yourselves, folks. Hey, we have to go 3 hours, right? That is Matthew's mandate. Have to go 3 hours. And we're almost to the G.I. Joe news, so I have more shit to complain about. Don't worry. Don't get me started on fucking this AI bullshit that people keep fucking doing. All right? Goddamn, I swear if I see another fucking AI or fucking shipwreck, I'm going to fucking jump off a boat. Woo! All right. I should probably take an extra blood pressure medicine today. All right. So here's the look of it. Again, this is clearly based off, what was the All-Striker for G.I. Joe. I think it looks really good. I actually look at this, and this to me kind of looks more like one of those dune buggy racers. Now, obviously, it is fully militarized, and it's going to be nice because you'll be able to swap out different cannons if you have different cannons for it. I think this one actually fits pretty well on it. I do like the fact that it has a little grenade launcher. I believe that's the grenade launcher that's in front of it. But I think it looks good. One of my gripes about these is I know everyone loves the Gridiron tires. I don't like that they're hard plastic. I like the soft rubber plastic. Punk's Jeff says, Punk got a couple of veins there, bud. You'll know when I'm mad because this one will get really fucking big. I'm not actually mad. I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed that I can't just scroll through it, okay? But I also can't scroll through Facebook without seeing politics. And let me just tell you, oh man, the snooze button has been wonderful. Hey, I don't care where you stand in fucking politics. I'm just telling you, if you're on Facebook, there's a snooze button. Snooze people for 30 days. It's awesome. You won't fucking regret it. Jay Solo Ars is saying, I see a Megaforce custom paint job on that buggy. Still never seen Megaforce. It is one of those movies that I think that is on my list to finally get or to watch, but I really don't want to pay for it. There is rock and roll in the back. I don't think that this picture does it justice because rock and roll looks like he's like sat back in one of those lazy boys that you can't get out of. It just doesn't really look. It just doesn't really look that good. Ramen Toy says politics have no place in toys and hobbies. Period. Politics, and religion, no place here. If I wanted to talk politics, I'll say this: I could have a much bigger channel. Right? I probably make way more money on YouTube talking fucking politics, right? Because all you got to do is take one side. Doesn't matter what side it is. Take one side. People are going to love you. People are going to hate you. But guess what? Controversy sells. But I'm with you. But I'm just talking in general. And maybe I'm not even talking about politics. Although, if you snoozed me, I don't know why you would, because I don't talk politics on my Facebook. You would have missed that awesome cookie, that half chocolate cookie and half chocolate chip cookie. Man, I don't know who that person is, but I want to give them a big hug. I hope they show up at Joe Fest just for no reason whatsoever. They just fucking show up, and I give them a big hug for creating that awesome cookie. Hey, you know what? Whatever works. All right. Again, I don't think this was the best shot. I'm just saying. I don't think it's really going to be a picture of what it's supposed to be 100% honest. But I like the detail on it. I really do. I mean, I went through, I reviewed all of those, all of the vamp upgrades. For the most part, most of them were really good. Even for the Stinger, there were some issues that I had. It's 3D printed, but yeah, there were a couple of things that I wasn't happy with, that I didn't think was the greatest. Wasn't the quality that I was used to from Gridiron, but for the most part, it was a passing grade, easily a 90. So 90%. So I think this will be good. But I will say this: if you're going to invest $200 in this, be prepared to buy more, because there's going to be a lot of add-ons, I'm just assuming. And then the people that buy the Hasbro All Striker, well, you're going to have a lot of add-ons to that, I'm sure, also. So, yes, Allison says, the cookie guy is a political activist. Viper Scout saying, it reminds me of the stun in the rear gun. Did you? Or in the rear seat. Hold on. Yeah, it kind of does. I kind of see what you're saying there. It does have a tow hitch, which is nice. Stanley says hot shell is going to be lap friendly. Well, the Hasbro one has the same issue. the Hasbro one has the exact same issue too. But here's just another look at it. I do like the way that the machine gun in the back folds up. I mean, all in all, everything looks really nice on this. There's no doubt whatsoever. And let's be honest, I think we all knew. I mean, Gridiron had shown that they were coming out with a vehicle quite some time ago, or that they were working on one. I have a feeling that they probably realized that Hasbro was going to drop theirs. It was G.I. Joe Day on February 1st. They had already shown off the All Striker, the rear of it. Anyone that watches us, watches any of the YouTubers that talk Joe, have, I mean, all but confirmed everything. So it confirmed that there was an All Striker. So I think everyone knew that it was going to be shown off. You can get the same lights that come with the vamp. Remember, they go on upside down, not the other way. they do hang, or else you end up not hanging down there. I tried putting the vamp ones on upside down, and I don't remember if it was Tony or someone else. I was like, I think those are supposed to hang down. I was like, that would make more sense, and they're right. And even Tony, the biggest Gridiron. I mean, this is the Gridiron gang right here. RC rubber tires would be dope. See, even Tony agrees that the rubber tires would be a little bit better. Anyway, but there it is. If you want it, it is available on Gridiron. It's $200. They do say allow 45 to 60 days to ship. Remember, they are not Amazon. A lot of this stuff is printed. A lot of the stuff is printed on demand. They'll have so much. But yeah, just be ready to wait. And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't need everything instant. I was watching the Full Force, and Patrick, who also will be a guest next month. Not Picard. Pat, not Picard Stewart. Just remember that. He was saying that, yeah. He goes, I was always really impatient. I was good for about a week when I did the mailaways, but then I started asking my mom and dad, when is it showing up? When is it showing up? I don't remember how long mailaways took to get, but it seems like they took quite some time. But I also don't remember complaining. Maybe because I just had so much shit that it didn't really matter. But anyway, yeah, allow 45 to 60 days if you do go ahead and order it. As of now, Sherlock, yes, I do. I worry because he doesn't really check social media, but he's like, nope, hit me up here. And he said, I believe we're doing the first week of March. So he said, he goes, I don't think there's any big movies coming out. God. So hopefully I don't have to ship things. Hopefully I don't have to move things around. So Roadkeeper says it ships when it ships. I can't wait. That's exactly it, man. Like, you just sometimes you have to wait. I've been honest. I feel like their communication and how long some of the stuff's gonna. I've been honest that they need to be better with their letting people know how long it's going to take something to ship, and it seems like they are because they flat out tell people. So sometimes you just kind of have to wait. But it's not, again, this is not a Kickstarter. This is not you're going to have to wait a year and a half. Nothing like that. You're going to get it within 2 months. There is one person that's going around that has kind of badmouthed them. I can't say one person. There's a few people that have badmouthed them. But there's like one person that did a YouTube video talking about how awful the experience was. And I watched the video. They don't say anything. They talk about how wonderful it is. Then they talk about how, like, what their issue was. And it was so minor that I was like, wow. And they're like, I'll probably never buy anything from them again. But now I think they're doing another video talking about this. It made no sense to me whatsoever. But hey, you know what? You do you, I guess. I just tell you not to. All right. Whew. This is the fastest I've ever gotten to the main topic. I don't know how, and now I really don't know how I'm going to go 2 hours. So Ed, there it goes. I don't know how I'm going to go there. All right. So Moclectic says price point is too high on Gridiron, but waiting is not an issue. AWOL keeps you waiting for a minute. Still waiting, matter of fact. Now, this is something I've gone over numerous times. I've talked to Mark about this on shows, and again, until you understand the operating costs, and I'm not saying that you do or don't, the operating cost on a 3D printed anything. This is a vehicle, but anything that's 3D printed, it costs more than a lot of other things. And I say this about 3D printers in general. If you were mass producing this, I would agree 200 is probably too much. But I don't know if you have any Gridiron stuff, but when you get some Gridiron stuff and you look at the detail, there is no real comparing what they can do compared to almost all plastic mold injection. And here's Kenzo right here saying, yep, my buddy 3D print stuff. And he does a good job. Plastic Fantastic, 3D print stuff. He does a good job. Kenzo's Creation, 3D print, does a good job. And the stuff costs money. The thing that people don't ever see, and I mean this, they just think, well, if you're 3D printing it, you're doing it for me. But you never see it when it fails. That all gets added in there. You don't understand the time, the energy. There's so many different things. Again, for me, I'm not willing to spend $200 on it. But it doesn't mean that it's not worth $200. But you're also paying for certain things. People don't think that it's okay. People don't think that it's worth spending that much money on rims on their car because that's what they want. But, that's technically what you're doing. So I think, again, saying, hey, you know what? For me, it's too much. That's one thing. Saying that it's overpriced is one of those weird things in some ways. That's like saying a Lamborghini is overpriced. Is it really? I mean, I don't know. I'm never going to afford one. Well, look at the price of Pix. Well, my buddy ordered from Pixis Designs, and the guy changed his shit. I've heard all kinds of good things about him. This guy literally changed stuff. He had the wrong stuff up there, and then told my buddy, "Hey, you know what? That's not what it says." He's like, "Dude, you showed the picture that the missiles came out," and then he went and changed them that morning after he had an argument with him. And he asked me if I wanted to review it. I'm like, I really don't want to promote his stuff because I just don't really like that. Anyway, enough of that. If you like it, go get it. All right? Enjoy it. Have fun. But if you don't, understandable, because there's other good products out there. All right? Now, maybe you've seen that there's a little bit of G.I. Joe news. And we have Graph showing up here. I 3D print, but do a horrible job. Many of us do. You're not in that boat. You're not in that boat alone. Okay, I'm just going to say that. All right. So I have a lot to talk about on this. I don't know if it'll be 3 hours or 2 hours, but don't worry. I'm sure I will find some way to get you 2 hours of entertainment. It may not be entertainment. Cobra Commander says, "I'm tired of people complaining about people complaining." I know it's an oxymoron. I fully get it. I fully get it. It's very counterproductive that I'm bitching about other people that are bitching. It's that recycling. It's that little recycling circle, right? Only so much you can do about it. Random diorama jumping in here. Radnom saying, "What's up, Larry and Punks? Great to have you, Radnom. Check out his channel. He does a live stream every Friday night. Usually starts at 11, 12. He shows you how to create stuff that he's creating, dioramas and stuff. Literally his name, Random Diorama. And Jonathan is a wonderful, wonderful guy, honestly. Okay. So let's start with CoverGirl. Want to hear me bitch about people again? All right, all you people, you finally got your fucking blonde CoverGirl, and you guys can stop whining and crying. Oh my God, why does she have red hair? Oh, I'm sorry, auburn, because Tony will get mad if I say red and not auburn. Because in one episode, she was blonde. I think this looks really good. There's no doubt about it. This is a good-looking figure. People have asked, why does she have a sledgehammer? It has been brought to my attention, along with brought to my attention and to other people's attention, that most tank drivers, or anyone that drives a treaded vehicle, they have to have sledgehammers to knock treads back into place. So this works out absolutely perfect. I've heard people say, I've never seen a girl swing a sledgehammer. Go to a fucking gym and you will see girls swinging sledgehammers hitting fucking tires. It's a fucking hell of a workout. Girls can swing sledgehammers too. Either way, I think this is really good, really nice. When I was on the show, though, this Saturday, the Cobra Pit had actually mentioned, like, I think it would have been really cool if they gave her hands that were dirty, like she's been working. And I was like, dude, I didn't even think about that. But that would be absolutely awesome because she's a mechanic. She's out there all the time. And I think that would have been something tooling-wise they could have done because she doesn't have a lot of stuff, to be 100% honest. And most of it is all reuse, other than the head. The sledgehammer is coming with the firefighter, the hands, you know. So, Cap'n KO23. I'm going to say Cap'n K. But This is the retro carded one, and you know it because she has the stand right there. Now, I think I made it perfectly clear. For me, I believe that the true canon is Larry Hama is a real American hero. But it's also in our heads. You love, if you love the cartoon, then cool, this is what you're going to get. And it works out for you. I like this figure. I think it looks really good. But I have to highlight this head with the hair. It has so much character. So much character that I have a feeling this is the one that I'm going to have on her. I love the long ponytail. It's a braided ponytail, I guess is what it is. Saying, Pit's Garage. I just think that smile, the eyes, it has so much character to it that I think this is going to make this one of the best figures. Now, I do hope that they have rectified some of the issues with the arms. Anyone that's been watching my videos will remember my review, and her arm was off. The first cover girl, her arm was just off in the box. I was actually told that I faked it, that I broke the figure on purpose. I didn't, because why would I do that? It makes no sense. Especially when some people would tell me that I'm just a fucking G.I. Joe Hasbro shill. So that really didn't make a lot of sense to me. The action figure, Autorium, all mechanics, smoke, no cigarette. I'm not buying it. I don't know if all mechanics smoke. I mean, it's probably a good amount of them. But I can tell you this, you're never going to get a smoking face that includes a Wolverine head sculpt with a cigar from Hasbro. Just saying. Derek Holloman says, I like the braided hair sculpted better. No, that's what I'm saying. I think that one gives so much. I normally, like, when I see a smile like this, I don't really care for that face. I usually like the more stoic faces unless I'm doing some sort of scene. But this one just works. It shows so much character. I love the hair in the front. I think that the other head sculpt here also looks awesome too. It does look way better. And the cool thing about it is it's actually what it looks like. So these pictures are from Jeremy Kimberlin, friend of the channel, moderator of the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys. If you're not part of it, go be part of it. I won't yell at you there. I promise. I can't promise that. Pop Blender jumping in here saying, my cover girl's arm was off in the box. Also, when I got her, sure it was. You're probably just lying about it just like I did, Pop. So, Jeremy has this figure in hand. He posted a few pictures once it was released. I think it looks pretty good. Again, it doesn't look as good as the digital render, but do things ever really look as good as the digital render? Hopefully the All-Striker looks better. And that's the only picture that I put up. So if you go to, here, let me go to really quick here. Toy Newsy, as Highly Articulated likes to refer to it, toynewsy.com. You can see all of Jeremy Kimberlin's pictures. I guess I can pull them up really quickly by presenting, share screen. So these are Jeremy Kimberlin's pictures. And there she is with the hat on. Nice ponytail. You can see it's actually hidden in the vamp, so that works. There she is, just normal. That would be her on the original Buck. So if you like that look, and I really do like that, you can throw it on this Buck, which means it has the same head peg. There she is with the headed, which I like I said, I really liked. I like the fact that they didn't just make it so you can swap it. It really looks good. It swaps out, and now you actually have a whole new face to go with that. Oh, it looks like you can swap the head again. So I guess the hair must be swappable also. I think there's going to be a lot of things we don't see here. And it looks like the color of the skin is the same, so that works out pretty well. There she is with her big smile. Side by side. There's her, I don't know why Jeremy's taking pictures of her ass, but hey, you know what? So be it. The holster, the wrench, and again, the wrench and everything, to me, you are starting to well, you've been world building for quite some time. And then she does come with the regular laser rifle rather than the shotgun. I would have rather preferred the shotgun, but since she is technically supposed to be the cartoon character, it makes sense not to have that one. All right. Let me move this. Whew. All right. 113 people watching. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. And hit the subscribe. If you're new to the channel, you're like, why is this guy rambling on? Well, it's in the fucking name of the show. Monday Night Toy Ramblings. And that's what I'll give you. 83 fucking likes and 113 people watching. Math ain't mathing, guys. Math ain't mathing. Graf says, that face with the cap is perfect when she's shooting a Cobra officer's head. She's crazy. If you don't know, I mean, she's called Cover Girl because, damn it, I removed the wrong one. She was a cover girl. She's a model. So that is the reason why. Gotta scroll off through this. I accidentally closed the wrong one. So, all right. And then to Dark Lawn. And this is Destro's cousin. And if you don't like the way it looks, go look at the O-ring figure, and it's pretty much dead on to what it is. I know we kind of looked at it on Saturday. His ankles look a little thin, but I think that's just a digital render. He's of Scottish descent, and I believe that's where the sword is going to come into play. It looks like he has the same crappy six-shooter that Crockmaster has. Little knife. I don't understand what the gun is. Does anyone know exactly what that... Viper Scott says it's Destro's colorblind cousin. Allison, that's Team Vader. Now, what exactly gun is this? Like, is it ever explained in A Real American Hero what it actually is? Because I honestly don't know. This was after my time. I know there's people that said they wish he came with his evader. I had to look up what the evader was, and I hope we never get that piece of shit. Because I'll end up spending the money on it, and I really don't want it. But yeah, very... Stiff Kittens Reviews is representing Scotland here. Cool. Papa Lynch says Scottish people have thin ankles. It's just a fact. All right, maybe then it's not it. And Toy Optics says the Evader was a cool ass vehicle. Sure it was. Everyone entitled to their own opinion. Now, this guy, now again, he looks like the O-ring, but he looks like someone from People of Walmart. All right, this is what I expect when I go to Walmart. And I'm sorry if you shop at Walmart. Don't be mad at me, because just go walk around Walmart and you know this is how people look and dress. All right. The upper half looks like nunchuck. The bottom half, I don't know. All right, it looks like he has like some cut off red jeans, but then he's wearing some tights underneath it, and this thing is just all over the place. But awesome, because if you like it, you like. I mean, I'm gonna pick it up. I think it actually looks pretty good. I really like the head sculpt, so we're gonna take a look at that in a second. And we have Matt Imhoff. It's a Gatling trank dart gun. It's putting a lot of people to sleep. And it's great to have someone new. Matt, great to have you here. Enjoy. I hope you want to come back and see what we have going on here. And then I did see somebody else who just popped in, which was Lone Dragon saying, hello, chat and Roman. And I guess Lawrence too. You don't have to say, have to say hi to me. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Matt says he lit road pickup in the comic. Okay, well that's interesting. That's interesting. I would not have known that. Random says he looks like a figure swap on Walmart shelf that someone scammed to return. Pretty much. Grizzlehorn jumping in here. All right, so here's the two head sculpts. So I think they both look really cool, and I think they're trying to lead. I think they're trying to lead into the whole Destro thing. Now, I want to talk about the one with the tongue sticking out. Now, if you don't zoom into it, it's almost hard to tell that it is the tongue sticking out. So when you first look at it, it kind of looks like Jetfire from the Revenge of the Fallen Transformer movie. I know that is a movie that almost everyone wants to forget. It's one of the absolute worst movies. It just ignores the movie before, and then the third movie ignores that one completely. But I like the tongue sticking out. Again, it kind of looks like it is supposed to be like a Destro-style mask. I don't know why you'd want a tongue sticking out all the time, but it is very interesting. The head that's on him right now, Chris McLeod said it kind of looks like it comes off. Now, Chris McLeod, let me just tell you, he knows things that other people don't because he's friends with them. I always tell people, listen to what Chris has to say because it's probably going to be true. Like, he confirms stuff when it is leaked if it's true. Other stuff, he'll say, I haven't heard that yet. And other stuff, you just kind of got to read between the lines and you can tell what he's saying. Either way, if it is a mask or not, I think this head sculpt looks awesome. It looks like it has some sort of gas mask, like it's some sort of ventilation. I like the way the eyes are popping on it, but it does look like it might come off. And if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, no big deal. We have a second head sculpt. I do find it kind of strange that they're giving two different head sculpts like this for a main character that's not an army builder. But maybe there is something in the comics, in the lore, that I don't know about. So, but there you are. That is our Dark Lawn. That is how you say it, right? Dark Lawn? Like, I have a dark lawn? It seems kind of weird. Just trying to see what. I'll let Matthew tell me later on. Cobra Commander saying, show me the money. So I guess you are interested in that one. Or you talk? Oh, wait. I saw some Tom Cruise talk. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Johnny Reno, I'm not reading that one. Warchest says, are we sure Dark Long isn't from Monster Force? He probably could fit into that. Yeah, I think you're going to be able to get a lot that are going to be interchangeable. All right. Retro carded Televiper. If you're on Facebook groups, you'll know. Jeremy, congratulations. You got what you wanted. A white Televiper. Because you know what? In my world, Televiper wasn't black. If you don't know, when the Trouble Bubble was released, there was a guy named Jeremy, not Jeremy Kimberlin, not the guy that has CoverGirl, but he was really upset over the fact that the Trouble Bubble gave a black-headed Televiper along with the white. Like, he didn't need to use it. And he started the "I'm not racist, but," and then proceeded to be racist. And then proceeded to tell us all his favorite black characters in G.I. Joe. So, Jeremy, if you're watching this, here you go. You got what you wanted. They didn't even put a blackface in there to upset you. They're like, we are not going to upset Jeremy on this one. And then we have Drock 81 2000. All the random colors on the last figure kind of makes him look like he plays for the Maryland Terps. Yeah, I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Okay, so not everyone wanted to pay $55 for a Trouble Bubble. And that's fine, just to get a Televiper. I'm glad they gave the Televiper with the Trouble Bubble, so you didn't get stuck with a bunch of Baronesses. Or, I'm not going to say Major Blood because so few people have Major Blood. But they gave you different options. Now, I've already heard people kind of complaining about this one. Well, you know, on the retro card, they didn't have words on the visor. You don't have to use that one. They're giving you something extra. But he comes with his classic backpack, his classic gun, which I stole. Is it a ray gun? Is it a sound gun? Does it hear sound? Does it project stuff? I have no idea. But they gave him short sleeves, a new vest, which will probably allow him to pose a little bit better. You really couldn't use the upper torso on the other one, although I think the other one looked awesome too. So, but yeah, Mo Collectic says, I love how Hasbro gives you ethnic options. G.I. Joe was always on the forefront of that. OG-13 had much representation. Oh, I know. And once again, this guy was just so fucking mad. This guy was just so mad. And we could, like, it just went down such a bad road, but it was so awesome for such a short bit. He didn't last much longer than that. And then, again, when you're trying to defend yourself by telling us how, like, all the black figures that you like, you're like, oh my God, just shut up. Like, you're just making yourself look worse. There is no reason to even say anything about that. Action figure Torium. I would say that this is true if this didn't look exactly like the 80s version, but this is, I mean, dead on to what it was. So, not Rachel here. My classified Terradrome is going to need 4 Televipers. Well, how many do you have now? You got to have a couple, right? You got to have a couple with the Trouble Bubble, I would hope. Liquid Identity jumping in here. Retro Televiper prompted me to buy Trouble Bubble. Bubble had the better sculpted head. Hold on, wait. Retro Televiper prompted me to buy Trouble Bubble. Bubble had the better alt head sculpt. You're talking about the actual mask, because this is the exact same head sculpt. Like, this is the exact same head sculpt as the ones on there. They just give you that one fully masked one, which is awesome because take a little bit of sticky tack and you throw it on a Valkyrie, and guess what? Now you have a female. Jeremy won't like this. A female Trouble Bubble. That's not his trouble. A female Televiper. In his world, there weren't female Televipers. Only white ones that all look the exact same. I know that there's some people that remember Jeremy. I'm just saying. All right, so Lenny had already kind of joked about this, or not joked about it, but talked about it, that just think back to the cartoon. So if you remember in the cartoon, it read out everything across. Now, again, could you imagine being low light, sitting there, you got your sniper position, and they're like, you going to take the shot? And they're like, hold on. his visor is reading out everything they're about to do. We'll just wait on it. But you do have the alert, and then you have the what the, and let's just assume what the fuck. If it's a kid, it's what the heck. I think this is actually pretty cool. I know the Full Force, they were talking about a couple things, and they said maybe it would have been cool if there was a fist coming in it, so you can have a figure, so you can have one of the characters punching it. Yeah. Dogs and cats sleeping together, mass hysteria. You know, that was a great line to use right there. Not Rachel. Great line to use. Lone Dragon is saying they're clearly all clones, Lawrence. Gosh. But again, if you weren't able to get it, or maybe you just want more, maybe you don't want to army build Televipers with a Trouble Bubble, although the Trouble Bubble doesn't take up much space. It's awesome. Will says white Televiper for a white Trouble Bubble. That's one way to look at it. What? So then what's the excuse for the Python Patrol one, right? What's the one for the Python Patrol one? Woody Triple Two saying there's a half a black guy that lives inside me and I can't stand him. Well, that Jeremy, he probably would have said how much he loves that half of you. I hope there's at least 5 people that remember the whole Jeremy saga, because, and again, it wasn't he. Understand this. The people that know, Jeremy didn't make a comment on a post. Jeremy made a post about it. Like, Jeremy, did you not notice the other head sculpt? You could have used it and never said, "Hey, I'm racist. I'm only going to use the white head." Anyway, enough about Jeremy. He's occupied enough of my show. But it was so much fun. The comments were gold. Yeah, that's pretty much how he should have started at Cobra Commander. The beginning of his post should have been, "If it ain't white, it ain't right, and that's not my Televiper." Woohoo! All right. Someone is gonna clip this that doesn't like me and be like, "Look what he's saying, that he only wants a white Televiper." And then I'll go, "Hey, go watch the show." One-eyed biker jumping in here saying, "Oh, I absolutely remember. He just kept digging deeper and deeper." Right? Like, he didn't have to say anything after. He could have just gone away, and then people would have completely forgotten. But it kept going and going and going. Andrew Taylor says, "You do have to give CC credit for diversity in hiring." Don't worry, there's going to be more. Yes, Cobra Commander, he's all about diversity. All right, Slice and Dice. Dude, no one knows who Jeremy is. That's the whole thing. I believe Jeremy bolted out of the. If Jeremy Kimberlin was in, because Jeremy's like, "I'm not that Jeremy." Like, not this Jeremy. All right. So Slice and Dice, we already heard about. We have already seen the head sculpts and different things like that. Slice and Dice came after my time, so I remember them. I never had them. I think I might have a version of each of them now. I was not interested in this. I know Tony was like, "Oh man, gotta have them." I saw the digital renders and I went, they look awesome. I think the colors just work. I love that purple. I love the red. Thank you. I know we're going to get these accessories 1,000 times over, but thank you for not just giving us the exact same extra ninja accessories and calling it a deluxe. make sure to watch tomorrow on my ranking, or I'm sorry, the rating of the G.I. Joe Classified 61 through 60, because you may hear that a couple times because, well, let's be honest, in between that, there was a couple figures that had a lot of that stuff. Here's a toy kind of mood jumping in here. My favorite renders of the day, and I never had them as a kid either. And here's Kiwi GI. That's not Kiwi. Here, God damn it. Kiwi GI Customs jumping in here saying, yo, Joe, bro. Who he'll also be a guest soon. I already said that earlier. Mokolactic is saying, Slice and Dice look official. I have to get someone to rock that hat. Sorry, I know it's not a hat. Help me out here. That will be Matthew will correct you. Matthew will correct you. So anyway, I do like everything they come with. I do like the fact that this Chinese head, or whatever it is, they were saying that it looks like it's Chinese. It looks like it can fit the Blue Ninja, which will be good because a lot of people bought multiples of the Blue Ninjas, especially when they showed up at Ross. I was not one of them. But I like these. A lot of different looks that we can go with. And I do know, because we were looking into it, one of them, they did show his face. Now, I can't tell you which one is Slice and Dice. Which one is which? I should know this because I'm a G.I. Joe guy, but I don't remember anything. You know, if certain people on here, they just want to eject because, like, you don't know who Slice and Dice are. Will says they're teasing some of the Chinese 18 arms with that Slice and Dice, a.k.a. Mortal Kombat 2-pack. Oh, yeah, I can see that. But the first thing that I saw when I saw that was someone better do a Big Trouble in Little China. And I must not have been the only one because the Full Force made a comment about that also. TC jumping in here. Weapons look a bit off. Hopefully someone offers alternative weapons packs. Again, they're also only digital weapon or digital renders. I am with you with the little itty bitty Psy. That doesn't look right. It's probably called something different, to be 100% honest. I think the axe, they don't look right. And then these bat lifts, these small little bat lifts, they don't look right. All the other stuff I think looks perfectly fine. I think the curved swords look fine. I think these daggers or whatever they're at the bottom, his staff with the blade at it, I think that looks good. I am with you with everything that is sitting over here on the it's my right side. So now looking at these heads here, again, I think they did a really good job. At least, again, we're looking at a digital render, and we've sometimes seen what happens, right? These digital renders look awesome. Sometimes they look awful, and then it looks better in person. And then sometimes it's like Falcon. Like Falcon looked awesome in the digital render. Then there was the actual figure. Gucci, we're just going to leave it at that. Baby. Kurt Russell figure would be dope. Well, it wouldn't be Kurt Russell. It would be the bad guy that wears this. But I know what you're saying. I mean, that's like one of those things when we talk about, like, hey, you know, what figures would you love from a movie that isn't really getting made? Yeah. I'm with you. So looking at these, like I said, they were talking about it. The guy with the antlers here, it looks like the blue and the red will match the blue ninjas, or even possibly the red ninja, right? That would be awesome. I'd love to get. I hate the red ninja face. I think it looks good on the blue ninja. I know that sounds really weird. I think the red ninja. I don't like the face sculpt, but when it's on the blue ninja, I think it looks good. Matter of fact, if you have the red ninjas, get one of the hand ninjas from Marvel Legends. That thing pops on perfect. It is the exact same red, and it looks awesome. We have Chaz the Guru jumping in here. I have no idea who these characters are, but they look good. And it's Gonzo is jumping in. What's up, Punkin, everyone? All right. And Odin01 jumping in here. Did you call them batless? Yes, we were talking about it. We're talking about on Saturday. And I know they're not. The bat lift is much bigger, but it has that bat lift kind of look much smaller. Tony, if Tony's fixed, you need to let me know when I'm supposed to beg for super chats. I guess that's a new thing, right? We beg for super chats. Like, hey, guys, it's time for people to give me a super chat. Please don't. That is not. I guess there's some people that love doing that. Oh, my God. Anyway, I like the bald head. It kind of looks like Professor Xavier here with the big scar across him. And then we have this mechanical mask. And it looks like now they have the tails in the back here, which look cool, but it looks like they probably just pop on and pop off, which worries me because eventually they end up breaking and then you're just stuck with it and you don't have anything. Tony says, beg now. It's an inside joke, okay? Just so you guys know, it is an inside joke. And I don't care what you say. This guy here, as I'm circling, but you can't see the arrow. This is clearly a fencing mask, right? It is clearly a fencing mask. But it looks like they took the grit out of it, like the grades out of it, and just made it smooth. And then we have the other guy with streamers on his face. Which one's slice and which one's dice? Like, honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. Damn it. All right, well, I guess I got it. Dude, I'm almost regretting that I even said that because I was joking, but.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And Woody Triple 2, here you go. Enough said, punk. All right. I was just joking, but thank you, Woody, with the 1999 super chat. It is truly an inside joke. I actually kind of regret that I even said it because that's not what I'm doing up here. If someone wants to send it, that's awesome. But but anyway, here you go. I've looked at Slice and Dice long enough. Slice is red. Thank you. I'll think of Slice as red because that would make blood. I guess technically dicing would also create blood, wouldn't it? Thank you, One-Eyed Biker. And again, it was after my time, so I could never really remember. 100% honest, I could never remember. And
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Kiwi GI Customs and Collections with the New Zealand $3.49. You're a true legend, mate. Thank you very much. I am not, but I appreciate the kind words because it really does mean a lot. And again, thank you for having me on your show. We got to do more stuff, and I know we already talked about doing a Thursday with a friend, so I think in April we're going to make it work, right? And that would be live for someone from New Zealand. So, all right. Flint. Now, I had no problem with Flint. I had no problem with the original Flint, the original Classified. I liked that he was rugged. He had the scar, although it did seem like all the Classified they were leaning into having scars. I like that look. Chaz says, "Thanks, Woody. Now Lawrence can stop begging." I know. God damn it. I almost regret doing it. I totally regret doing it. But thank you very much, you guys. I have said before, if you're going to do a retro, you should have a very similar weapon, if not the exact same weapon, same backpack, same accessories. I don't care if you give more to them, but you need to have the original accessories. I think that is where they failed with the Snow Serpent, because he didn't have anything original. He didn't have anything that was really his. I think they failed with the eel, not giving him his classic spear gun. But I think they made up for it with Duke, CoverGirl, Cobra Commander, not CoverGirl, sorry, Scarlet, CoverGirl too, because they did give her stuff. You know, the gung ho, which they really needed to. That is for sure. Beachhead is spot on. This figure is just dead on. I mean, it looks like I just went and grabbed my, it looks like I ran downstairs, grabbed my O-ring figure, and he grew to be 6 inches tall. I guess I have to do this.
That's what she said.
And
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
with the pop blender with the $5 super chat saying Woody is a high roller. I, however, am not, but it's raining all the same. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Chaz says, make sure Lenny doesn't pull a Falcon on us with this Flint head sculpt. Full Force already has pictures of it in hand. And he did not. So don't worry. Full Force, you can go over there. Don't go there right now, though. Full Force already has pictures of it. So, all right. So they gave him his shotgun. I already heard someone on the Full Force complain, why didn't they give him his smaller shotgun? Like, it was a comment, and he's like, this is pretty much dead on. They're not going to remold the exact same shotgun, but this is what he had. All right, a stockless shotgun. All right, it was just smaller. Again, the O-rings, everything was different sizes. So he does have the stand. Stands are stupid. Don't use them. I have so many fucking figures posed up here around me. I knock things over and they don't fall over. And downstairs, same thing. So you can pose your figures without a stand. I promise you. Stanley says, this Flint is still missing his iconic short double barrel. He didn't have a double barrel. This is what he had. He had a regular barrel shotgun. It was just it didn't have a stock on it. It wasn't cut off. It may have seemed a little bit shorter, but that's just because it was an O-ring figure. But this is what he had. And it's even green. It's even half green like the original one. So Johnny says, I noticed Flint comes with Paul's cupping hand. All right. For the hands. These are the Cobra Commander hands that they had from Series 1. Like, they're just now using them. Like, you know what? Everyone complained they don't have hands. We're going to throw hands. This is the World Domination hand. Lenny, get rid of the World Domination hand. Because it's only needed for, like, a couple figures. And they wouldn't work with Serpentor. Right? It's the World Domination hand. I'll just say that. But it does have the pointing finger, which I do like. That does work for photography. All right. As for the backpack here, I think I have another picture. I talked to Lenny today. Everyone is wondering, what is the red? They are flares. All right. He said he did some research on it. He watched some YouTube channels about the OG one. They are flares. He said, we thought maybe they were TNT, but that would be really dumb to have on his back. Maybe. He's still carrying grenades on his back, so who knows? But that is confirmation. That those are flares, not road flares. I guess that could be road flares. You know, maybe the Wolverine breaks down. He was always in the Skyhawk. That'd be really weird to have a flare in the side of the sky there. But yeah, I think that they nailed this. He has the little rock eye popping up, you know, giving the people's eyebrow. 128 people watching. Please hit that like button. I'm going to hit refresh. If I don't have 100 likes, I'm not going to do anything but continue the show. But 94 likes, 127 people watching. How is that possible? What's even crazier, 136 votes on the poll, yet only 94 thumbs up. Now, I know not everyone likes me. You're just tuning in, but hey. And here we have Baldy Fox Review showing up. The hands are an Easter egg from the IDW story where it's revealed Flint is Cobra Commander. Well, then there's a lot of people that were Cobra Commander because there's a bunch of people using that right now. But I do think this head sculpt is awesome. Again, they nailed the retro. This is exactly what it should be. Matthew says, I'm just here to hate watch. Hey, a watch is a watch, as we've talked about, Matthew. All right. The divers. I think this, well, I know it's bothered some people. This is just an easy repaint, right? It's going to be a 2-pack. My biggest problem is it's probably going to be $55 when it really should be $45. Because when you buy stuff in bulk, it should go down in price, not up in price. I think most people will be happy. They're giving the laser rifle. I love the MP5s. I actually really like that gun. I think you need the spear gun. Lenny, anyone from the G.I. Joe team. We never, ever need the original Gung-Ho or the original Duke's weapons again. In all honesty, the Duke's weapon isn't even the worst, to be honest. This is actually not the worst weapon, but we don't need them. Nobody really wants them. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that really quick.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money
Oops.
talk.
Here comes the money.
Shark Guy's Toy Review with the Australian $5. Here, Punk, considering you get all your Gridiron stuff for free, put this towards a paid promo and get your subs up. Well, if you say so, I guess I need to.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
And Chaz the Guru saying, my wife said I can give you my lunch money. Try not to spend it all at once. Dude, what can you buy for $4.98? I appreciate the $4.99 super chat, but I need to know where you can go to lunch for $4.99 and get a whole meal. Right? I mean, I know there are places that say that, but then you show up there and they're like, oh yeah, this is what you get. And you're like, that's not a meal. That's a meal for a 5-year-old. But anyway, thank you guys all for the super chats. It is appreciated. Again, I regret saying it because it's an inside joke between Tony and myself. Anyway, back to this guy. The other thing that they do come with is they come with copperheads. Is it a kirk? What? It's not a machete because people yelled at me for calling it a machete, which I'm assuming is probably some sort of swamp, something they use in the swamps to cut down, vegetation, right? Because Copperhead has it. They threw it in here. A lot of different things, and obviously the mass device. So this is part of the mass device. I haven't even mentioned that yet. I do have to mention here. Do you notice that Cobra, the only black guy, is a bad guy? I'm just saying. All right, I'm not saying it's racist or anything. But I'm saying that the only blackface there is bad. I don't know if Jeremy would be happy with that. I'd have to go back and watch this episode of the Mass Device and make sure there were black divers, but he might not like that. GG78 is saying Costco, $1.50 hot dog and soda. You know what? Touche. Matthew Matson saying Taco Bell. Oh wait, that's up to $8. Side note. So we get Taco Bell the other day. I don't know, we got it. Oh yeah, my daughter brought it home. When Susan brought her home, she had Taco Bell, whatever. And we were talking. I'm like, Taco Bell's not cheap anymore. It used to be $59, $79, $99, run for the border, don't waste time. And she looked at me and I'm like, yeah, that was a real commercial. That's how much everything used to cost. I'm just saying. Tatsi says a Snickers bar is a meal. Just Jeff says all the people being let go due to the DEI policy can find work with Cobra. Cobra Commander, he does not discriminate. You just have to not be able to shoot and hit anyone. I'm assuming most of the divers can't even swim. That's why they have oxygen masks. Anyway, this is a cool set. Again, it works into what it was doing. You go back and look when they were doing the plastic-free packaging. Those Easter eggs are all over the place. Like there are so many Easter eggs in there. I know people complained about that type of stuff, that they didn't like the plastic-free packaging. The G.I. Joe team did it right. The artwork on it was awesome. We got a polar bear. We got a rattler. I mean, it's all in there. So if you go back, and I know we did an episode where we talked about it, there's a lot of stuff that we're still going to find in there. So Lone Dragon says, bag of hard-boiled eggs and nuts. Well, I don't know. Have you seen the price of eggs? You're not getting it for $4.99. At least not here in Michigan. Jeff says, Coco is an equal opportunity employer is all that I'm saying. I agree with you. Although, can you remember any Black Cobra operatives in the original line? To be honest, it's hard to remember. There weren't as many characters in the Cobra line. A lot of them were army builders, even though we didn't army build. So, but you're getting everything that the divers got. The only thing they're throwing in here is the extra blade and the mass device weapon. And again, then they're throwing in Gung Ho's blaster and Duke's blaster. You know where that's going? Right into the bag. And then if Johnny and Tony get them, they'll probably send them to me. Then I'll end up with a whole bunch of them. Clint Jorgensen, you're absolutely correct. I guess depending on the situation, Zartan could be, or is it Zertin? Zertin could be. So, Lieutenant Claymore from the Sunbow cartoon was Black Mr. C as well. Okay, well, I mean, I just said how many are there. Again, I'm not even trying to say G.I. Joe is one of the most inclusive. A lot of the toy companies were, to be honest. A lot of the toys that were. But yeah. All right. Breaker. This is the mass device breaker. So I was listening to Full Force today, and it looks like the mass device is going to be a Target exclusive. So probably Target exclusive and then Pulse exclusive when they do it. So the reason why everyone thought that there was a Tiger Force breaker coming out was because the code showed up, and the code showed up as a Target exclusive. And there was no word of the mass device. So I know I talked about it. I know other people, they went out and they talked about it. And I always say, if Chris McLeod talks, he was under the impression too. So take that for what it's worth. I'm one that's willing to admit I made a mistake, because we said, hey, you know what? There's a Tiger Force breaker coming out. This is what is being told to all of us. Well, the reason for that is because the mass device looks like it is going to be a Target exclusive, and that's the code that it went under. So this is technically what everyone thought was going to be the Tiger Force. So it's not a retro carded one. So I know I talked about it on Saturday. Like, is this retro card? What is this? Basically, they're just doing a classified version of the mass device. Now, looking at the actual figure, I think it looks awesome. I think it looks really, really good. Michael Bench jumping in here saying, "Are you saying you don't like the XLR2?" No. I like that because that is Snowjob's weapon. It is also Ripper's weapon, and it is also Alpine's weapon. I'm talking about on the other side, Gung Ho's weapon is there, and so is Duke's original weapon that came with the original classified, not the XLR2 or 1 or 3 or 4 or XL. I don't know. I can never remember what it is. But no, that's not the one I'm talking about. I think for the Cobras, they should have given the Cobra weapon the actual weapon they used in the cartoon. Free gridiron stuff, gang. Use coupon. I'm not getting into that shit, guys. All right? I'm not getting into that. As long as Target doesn't pull the tiger paw shit again. Well, who knows, right? Just order it right away. Liquid Identity sucks that it's exclusive, but I like this breaker plus 1 for the gum. But you're in Canada, I believe, and I believe that means Toys R Us gets it. Anyway, so I would say we're probably going to get a retro carded breaker eventually. So looking at the backpack and looking at the helmet, it's very similar. The helmet is very similar to what he had in the O-ring. The backpack also is. It is rectangle. It's not a square, but you can see that it has the wiring that's going to go from the back of the helmet directly into the backpack. He has the mass device cylinder, just a pistol and a knife. Again, give this guy a fucking rifle already. The bubble gum head is awesome, right? I think they just absolutely nailed it with that. I think this head sculpt looks good. Again, they're not using the same sculptor that didn't want to do it. Oops, I said too much. That's kind of the reason why you have a fucking issue with Falcon. Gun Bunny Customs jumping in here saying, I hope we see an actual mass device for those containers. Dude, Plastic Fantastic, where are you? He's printing one right now. It's fucking huge. All right? It's fucking huge.
That's what she said.
Liquid Identity said, Toys R Us in Canada get squad exclusives or otherwise also grossly overpriced. Now, the overpriced I do remember, but I do remember all those Python Patrol. You guys had a shitload of them. The thing is, I now can cross the border with one of those enhanced licenses. So I'll fucking run over and grab one now. I mean, it's like 45 minutes to an hour. But I'm willing to drive down to Sarnia and cross the border. Maybe I'll go hit Sarnia Skate Park at the same time, but I get some Joes. And then pay my tariff as I come back. Well, my mass device will probably be without the blue and yellow. You know what? I think you guys just nailed the HasLab. Isn't the mass device really big? Might have just nailed what the HasLab is going to be. All this mass device shit. Yeah. I think it might be the HasLab. I gotta look at exactly the size of that thing. Anyway, we're gonna turn to this. I love the fact that it tells him what his rank is. This way, Cobra knows that you're pretty. That you have no, like, you can't order anyone around. It has a Kimberlin. I mean, Kimber on here. Let's see here. Toy Optics says mass device HasLab would be a mistake, I think. I didn't say that I didn't say it wouldn't. I have to look at the size of it. I know that the one that Plastic Fantastic is printing is huge. So I have to look at the size, because if you're doing all this mass device, you would think they're going to do something with the mass device. I still think it's going to be a whale. I think they're really going to push. I think they're really going to push that. That's for another topic. But I think they're going to push that. See what people are willing to buy. Hell, people will fucking spend $650 on a fucking cat slayer. You don't think Joe fans will spend $400 on a hovercraft? I do. So anyway, and it is the main water vehicle for G.I. Joe. But the main water vehicle for Cobra, sorry Darren, it's not the hydrofoil, it's not the moray. It's a water moccasin, which is small enough that you can get for $100. Anyway, Menhoza says, what if it's the giant water robots for the next HasLab? Then it might be the first G.I. Joe things they don't buy. Anyway, I really love this vest. Now, I have to say this plate carrier is awesome. It looks very realistic for what they wear. But this is kind of where, and again, I understand it. It has the Joe Pro. I love the Joe Pro. I love that idea. I'm glad that they led into that. They've kept it going. But this guy is a communications officer that has a big fucking communications device on his back in a microphone. He doesn't need the Joe Pro. Although I don't expect them to redo a whole new plate carrier, but either way. But the face sculpts are really good. The bubble gum nailed it. I think that's what everyone wanted. I know people wanted that with the original one. They didn't do it. Here you go. All right. Baldilock says, it's a hydrofoil, you fool, Team Moray. Okay. You can be wrong, but that's fine. Just Jeff says, I don't know much about Joe, but wouldn't the flag be the main water vehicle for the Joes? No. Because I'm talking for the toys. Very few people had the flag. I am few people. I know what you're saying, where like, yeah, that would be like the main, but the main water vehicle that kids had to play with would be the whale, which is the hovercraft. The aircraft carrier, that is that's a playset. It's not a vehicle. So, Allison is people too. The Devilfish, that was just a small vehicle. I still don't consider that the main one, right? I mean, again, I still think that you look at it. What the fuck is a shark? The shark is an atrocity. The YouTuber and the vehicle are an atrocity. Sorry, shark guys. Change your fucking name. Not you, shark guys, I mean. Anyway. The shark is a plane slash a submarine with a diver. Was it rare to have 12 shipwrecks or a flag? It was 9 shipwrecks, not 12. I would say it would be rare to have 9 shipwrecks, because I'm sure there are kids that their parents bought them a bunch of shipwrecks if they got the flag, but not all parents would. But very few people would have had 9 to 12 shipwrecks just because. G.I. Jetman jumping into here saying, hey, sorry I'm late. Never be sorry. I love the fact that anyone is able to join. You can watch it on the replay. Have a good time. I think this has been a pretty good episode so far. Anyway, we've seen this enough. You guys know what this does because it's grunts. It's a Grunt's plate carrier. Oh, the snake armor. So I didn't hear anything about this. This wasn't even on my radar. I think we all assumed eventually they would do a snake armor. I don't think anyone thought they would do a 12-inch snake armor. But hey.
That's what she said.
I don't think anyone thought they'd do a 12-inch snake armor. I think, again, I heard people say that, oh, wow, look at that. Gridiron, and again, this is like the All-Striker thing that I was talking about. Oh, wow, look at that. Gridiron announces it, and then all of a sudden Hasbro announces it. Dude, these things are in development for 1.5 to 2 years. I have a feeling that I'm sure the Hasbro team wasn't super happy that Gridiron made the facial features of this thing. I mean, they pretty much recreated the face. And I think it's really close. Will quickly says, what do you think the price tag will be? I think this is going to be $100 still. But I guess it also depends if it comes with a figure. And it also depends on what happens in general. Again, I guess it all depends on what happens in general with tariffs and stuff. I'm not getting into politics, but we know that can definitely affect some things. So what we can see here is he has torches, flame effects. It has the missile, the gun. These are all things that came with the original one. I like the fact that the flamethrower is like an actual flamethrower. It looks weathered. I'm going to assume that the knees are going to articulate. It looks like it swivels at the waist. The arms are going to articulate. Just one hinge would be my guess. I think with the size of it, I think that's the reason why we're looking at 100. 75, 80, that's what I would like. And Baldylocks says around 45 at most. I doubt, just because of the size of it. Because of the size of it, I can't see it being less than 75, but I think it's going to be 100. So here's the picture with Torch, and the reason why people put Torch in here is because he has the same flame effects, and I think people are trying to show off the size of it. I think this thing is going to be a little bit bigger than that, to be 100% honest. Maybe close to the size of this guy, 6'10", here, saying, if you compare the flame effect that came with Torch, then the effect is around 4 inches. This means the snake is somewhere around 12 to 13 inches. So a 6-inch figure could sit in the top respectively. Hope so. I'm with you, and we're going to see a little bit of pictures here. So here's Torch. I actually don't think that this is proportioned right. All right. And I don't know who did this, so all apologies. I saw it on the internet. I don't know who did this picture, so I'm not trying to steal anyone and not give someone credit. Chaz the Guru says, the question isn't how much, it's how many will you buy? One. Just one. At least for me. So looking at this here, and I put this in here specifically because if you look down here, I don't know why I used the mouse still. It looks like there's a hinge there. All right. So that hinge, from what I would assume, is going to fall forward. It looks like around where it says caution at the top, it looks like that may open up a little bit, and I'm sure that that top piece comes off. So you're probably going to be able to fit a head underneath there. I don't think a figure is going to stand in this, but I do have a good feeling that this is going to seat a figure. The original snake armor never made any sense. It really didn't. Just the way they all sat in it. But if you're sitting in a mechanized thing and you're actually sitting down controlling it, it actually seems to make a lot more sense. Action Figure Atorium says design is pretty bland looking. They could have made this thing look way cooler, especially for a Cobra vehicle. Well, there's a problem that you have right there. And that is anytime they try and veer off too much from the original, people whine and cry. We'll see it in the next slide or in the next product that we talk about. That's something that they're kind of stuck in. I actually like the way this looks for the most part. They kept the original design, but they updated it to be classified. I'm one that says, hey, you know what? First off, I don't really like mechs to begin with. It's just not my thing. But it still holds that mech or that snake armor look. Now, to be honest, if you look at this, it looks like the original O-ring snake armor is just dropped in here into the top, right? That's kind of what you're looking at. I talked about this on Saturday night with Campbell and his brother. And that is, there's a guy on TikTok, and he made a comment about, doesn't it look like pro bodybuilders, or big bodybuilders, are just little people in bodysuits? And because they have huge traps, it looks like that's where your shoulders would be. And he takes like bodybuilders out of the suits, and they're just like regular sized people. That's what this looks like. But yeah, this is again, I like the way it looks for the most part of what it is. I will pick up one. I can't see myself picking up more than one until they do the blue version. Then I'll probably pick up the blue version since I've been able to pick up everything so far. Yes, Viper Scout says it's piloted by Nagahide's monkey. I like the fact that I like the Viper Scout is carrying over his jokes from Saturday night too.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk.
We're chest full of toys. We're chest full of toys with a $5 super chat saying, what if we are about to see the first vertically challenged Cobra Snake Viper driver midget code named Hissy Fit? How'd you come up with that? How'd you come up with that? Anyway, I like the design on it. I mean, it is what it is. So I do not know, again, who did this. Apologize. If you know who it is, put their name in the chat, in the comments on the video. If it is you, then please always, jump in here and let me know. I'm not trying to steal anyone's thunder. So if this thing is 12 inches, God, it sounds so bad here.
That's what she said.
This is exactly how a figure would fit. They'd be in a seated position. Hell, if Gridiron can find a way to cram a figure into their version, this thing is going to be way bigger, and it shouldn't be that much of a problem. But you can see at the waist, it looks like that is going to make it swivel back and forth, swivel around. So as long as that is swiveling around like that, your feet aren't going to be down in it. So I think it's going to be perfectly fine. I think it's going to seat a person. Now the big question is it going to come with a figure? Every time that they've showed a digital render, they've shown a figure. They like putting that number on the box, right? That makes people buy it. So the fact is, would they say this is a mech? It's similar to a bat, so we can throw a number on it? And if they do this without a figure, hey, that means you can give us vehicles, the RAM cycle, without figures, right? It seems like it would fit. Man, what if it came with 2 Hissy Fits? Tony, just watch the replay. 132 people watching. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. All right, woohoo! Chastity Groovy says Lawrence hasn't talked this much about 12 inches since he's blacked out in Cabo. Dude, if I blacked out, how would I know that I talked about it? Mr. D. Mark has jumped in. I wouldn't mind without a figure. I think a lot wouldn't, but they know that they have us by giving us a figure. There's that number. People are going to buy it. There are completists. It's not just me. They love those numbers. It makes it look really cool. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, so here's everything that it comes with. I'll be interested to see. I am thinking this thing's going to be $100. Will I be happy if it's 75? I'll be happier. Could it be more than $100? I hope not. Because I don't think there's going to be more tooling to something like this than, let's say, a vamp. The All Striker, which we all knew was coming, right? Which we all knew was coming. This was as bad of a kept secret as the Hiss being the first HasLab, or even the Rattler last year, or the Dragonfly. Like, there's so many leaks these days. So, what we have here is Crankcase, who looks modern, and then this All Striker, which, yes, we've already heard how mad people are. Now, go ahead and look up some military dune buggies, and they have this top roll cage. It is very common. But if I remember correctly, that original shot that they took, that black and white one of the rear bumper, the rear fender, there weren't two posts. So I have a good feeling that you're going to be able to pop this off. Chris McLeod, he made mention that things are going to be able to come off, like the seat and that roll cage, to make it look more classic. I don't know if that's true or not. I would assume so, just by looking at what they've done so far. They knew when they did the vamp, they wanted to make it so people could make it back to what it was. Same with the Stinger. So any type of little modification, they wanted to make it so you could change it back to what it was. Because people get mad about stuff. They want the exact same thing. Hiss is a perfect example for it. They tried to put, they gave you the classic canopy and the tread guards, right? So I think they're probably going to do the same thing here. Digital renders don't always do justice. This is not the greatest, in my opinion. I hope the front wheels are a little bit bigger. I understand going smaller, but I do think that they look a little too small. So hopefully they're a little bit bigger. And the other thing is, I don't think Gridiron would be able to do bigger tires, because if you did bigger tires in the back, it's going to hit the wheel well. And then if you put bigger tires on the front, it's going to lift it up, and now it's going to ride up like this rather than straight. But I'm just quickly looking here. Just trying to read some of the comments here. I hate ignoring the comments, so War Chest Full of Toys says, I do like Crankcase and the helmets and goggles. Could care less about the coffee mug. Yeah, we're going to take a closer look at all that stuff in a second for sure, because I think it looks really good. But there's a lot to this. A lot of people said it looks like RC from Toy Story, and I definitely see it. It does have a 50 cal. It has rocket launchers. And yes, I have already heard the complaints. Again, this is where the G.I. Joe team is fucked. They try and update shit, and people fucking flip out about it. They don't update shit, and the same people flip out that all they do is remake the same shit. And then people say, well, I'm just going to, I want the original stuff. I'll just go buy the Gridiron, which isn't the original. Like, it's so mind-boggling trying to figure out what these fucking people want to do, what they're trying to figure out. Anyway, it doesn't make anyone happy. They just give me the original stuff. But oh my god, you don't update anything. I think having a 50 cal on here rather than the original is much better. It gives us something different. And someone will 3D print it. You know, Mark Gerwig, Mark II Designs, he'll probably 3D print one. So you can have exactly what you want. So anyway, I think it looks good for the most part. Crankcase, you have a toolkit. We're back to world building. I love it. He has a coffee mug. I'm sure there'll be one designer that says, hey, I did that first. They copied off of me. I don't really give a shit. It's not like, I mean, hell, look, I have a fucking coffee mug right here for Cobra Commander from, you know, some that super articulate or super action stuff, right? I know someone's going to take credit and say, I did that first or copy on. I don't care. His helmet is not the same. That is for sure. Then he has a more dune buggy helmet. Love the goggles. They give him an actual bandana to throw over his face. I think that's cool. I like the visor. They're giving you so many different options, so many different things that we can, you know, that you can kind of mess with, change the look up. Hopefully it works on some of the other characters. So if he's wearing the actual helmet, who's ever driving shotgun, they can wear the mask and different things like that. So Keanu Leaves says, I love the coffee mug. Very fitting for a driver. Yeah, it's cool. And it says Yo-Joe on it. So again, this is world building to me. This is the little things that I talk about Marvel Legends needs to do. Just throw little things in. Putting all the little comics in it, that's world building that Marvel Legends is doing, right? I know a lot of you guys probably don't follow Marvel Legends, don't care. But, you know, when it comes to 6-inch, people have said that there's no world building. Well, that's the biggest crock of shit, because I think we're all seeing that people have been world building. People are finding a way to find space. I'm one of them, you know. No, I can never do the same thing that I did with the, you know, with the 1/18 scale stuff. But we are world building like you wouldn't believe. Gucci says accessories make it or break it. A lot of the times it gives me everything you can. See, I don't believe that. I don't believe the accessories can make or break a figure. I do think they can make or break the perceived value. And I was talking to somebody else about this earlier, or I was commenting. I do think when there's less accessories, that value might not be there. Matter of fact, tomorrow, if you tune in and watch my rating the G.I. Joe classified figures, 61 through 80, you'll actually hear me mention that a couple of times. So, hold on one second. Let me do this here. Share. I'm going to copy this. Make sure to head over here and make sure you hit the like. Matthew just sent me some pictures, so I'm looking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of those. I have a couple of snake armors. I don't like them. But anyway, so I do like what this guy comes with, what the overall perceived value is here. Hopefully this is going to be around $100. I think that will be awesome. I think that will fit perfect into what G.I. Joe can do, because this probably uses less plastic than the Vamp or the Stinger. All right. Now this was done. Okay. This, and I don't remember who did this. So they took off the back piece, and I gotta say, it makes it look much better. I don't know why. Roman, stop it. I don't know why it makes it look so much better. But then someone else did another piece, and they actually removed the seat and everything. And other than the small wheels, now this thing, I don't know why. To me, it just looks so much more rugged. So much more rugged. Mendoza, $89.99 is not one of their price points. You got to remember they have price points. $75 is the price point. $100 is their price point. I'm not saying they can't do $90, but they do have price points that they basically hit. But looking at this here, again, I don't think the wheels look all that bad at this. Like, for some odd reason, as soon as you take that away, but I think once you see it in hand, you're going to just get a better look on it. And if you remember anything from the Vamp, it's going to be, there'll be detail on the dashboard. The Vamp and the Stinger both have a lot of detail. This here doesn't have as much to show off, so they'll probably put a little bit more. And that's probably why there's so many extra accessories. That's probably why they put the back roll cage on it. Now, I don't know for sure if this comes off. Chris McLeod from the Full Force, he did mention that it does. I don't know. Jetman says it'll probably be $300 like the Vamp. The Vamp's not $300. I hope you meant 100, because the Vamp wasn't. The Vamp wasn't 300 at all, unless you're talking about something else. No, and again, I mean, it could be. I mean, they can change something, but yeah, like Gucci right here is saying, the price points are actually technically 25, 35, 45, 55, 75, and 100. And I do believe that if they do any bigger vehicles, you might have a price point of 125 to 150. I think that you get to 125 and 150, you're really pressing it if it's not a HasLab, right? Just my personal. Gucci says Vamp was $300 on Amazon, I believe, because it was originally on there. That was an aftermarket. I mean, well, not an aftermarket. That was a reseller. The Vamps were $100. The reason why they went for $300 was because they sat there and nobody fucking bought them. And as soon as they hit the market, everyone wanted it, and they got bought up. So people turned around and sold it. And then BBTS got them. And what did BBTS sell them for? $125? Yeah. Which isn't that bad. They had to wait for it. But yeah, if you paid $300 for it, that's not what the price was. The price was $100. So same with the Stinger. They were all the same. That was someone that got it and they sold it on the aftermarket. But yeah. Oh yeah. The Vamp sold out really quickly too. Like, they were there for very, very little time. Anyway, so if you like it, you like it. I like the way this looks, but I'm willing to wait to see what it looks like in hand and then go from there. All right. Andrew Goggin. I'm still kind of shocked that there hasn't been a second run of Vamps or even a new one in desert. I am surprised that they did not do the Vamp Mark II. I'm actually not surprised that they didn't do them. I'm actually not surprised they didn't do another run of Vamps. Just because you're going to get a Vamp Mark II eventually because they have the mold. And maybe they're just saying, hey, you know what? This is one of those things that's going to be worth more money. This is how many we're doing. We're going to move on to different molds, or different iterations of it. And hey, those people that purchased it when it went up, they're going to be the lucky ones that have something that actually does increase in value, because most of the toys don't increase in value. And that's not why I buy stuff at all. But hey, buy a Stinger. They're all over the place in painted green. All right. Whew. We're going to leak licks, but what we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break for one of my moderators' shows tomorrow. Matthew, make sure you drop in a link to your show. And here's this commercial.
Idiots! Incompetent buffoons! What is it now, Commander? Consummate morons, incapable of coherent thought! Are you watching that show again? Yes. Why didn't you just watch Pop Blender and Matthew's discussions, news, reviews before the show came out? Whether you agree or disagree, the perspectives provide enough context to know if the show or movie is worth your time or not. Yes, I know. I will not miss another Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central on Pop Blender's channel. Be more than once a man by watching Pop Blender and Matthew talk about pop culture news discussions and reviews on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And now you know. Televiper, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe so we do not miss another episode. And hit that bell notification.
More Chest Full of Toys is saying, where did Cobra Commander get the snake hand? One of those things they missed over at Hasbro. Well, Matthew can tell you, I believe that it is Savage Crucible. So Matthew will let you know. All right. So this was this leaked list. I think it was a Fortune leaked list. This one was sent over to me by somebody that what the hell is his name? I can't remember the guy's name. But anyway, it was sent over. I guess he posted it somewhere. He found it. He sent it over to me. So this is the leak list. Now, this came over before everything was shown off. All right. NECA, that's who. So NECA posted this in the 3POA. And then that person, he screenshotted it and sent it over to me. And I talked to a couple people. I listened to what Chris McLeod had to say, and we're kind of going to go over this. So, Crankcase and the Off-Striker, we already knew it was coming, but then it was shown off, so that it's not that's not a big thing. The Destro with the Despoiler. Now, this one is interesting because we already know that we're getting all these Iron Grenadier, but if you go back to the Full Force Weekly, which was Saturday morning, you'll hear Chris McLeod say, he mentions that and he says something like, well, I can't, he's like, I can't confirm that one yet because it hasn't been shown off. Which pretty much tells me we're getting the Destro and the spoiler. He also said there is another vehicle that he knows about that he can't talk about until it's, until they reveal it. I don't know if that's this. But if you listen to him, and it's about the 1 o'clock, it's right after the 1 hour mark, listen to how he says it, and you'll kind of realize that, yeah, he's saying we're getting it. They just haven't shown it off yet. Lone Dragon saying, Lawrence, did you see the Photoshop where someone fixed the wheels? I did not. Okay. This unknown female with polar bear. Now, it says polar battle bear. What I was told by somebody is that is actually the snake eyes with polar bear. And they said that female with polar battle bear is actually the snake eyes with the polar bear. So off from the mass device. So take that for what it is. I do trust this person because they've been right many, many times when they've told me stuff. And it actually kind of makes sense. I mean, this is just kind of something that they're, this is a 2025 rumor list. I would assume we're going to actually get a polar, the polar bear snowmobile, but this actually kind of makes sense, right? Paul Galliano from Galliano Dodge in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I hope they updated the spoiler to have some kind of small canopy. Destro is too smart to be flying around like that. And you know what, Paul, if they did, the community will go nuts. I'm kind of with you. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you have a canopy? It would make total fucking sense. And maybe they'll just, if they do it, they make it so they can take it off so people can be happy. So anyway, as for the polar battle bear, that's what I was told. Now, whether or not that's true, just take it for what it's worth. I do believe what this guy said. This figured animal, the Dusty version 2 with Sandstorm and the Sand Scorpion with Robot Scorpion, he said he can confirm that. He said both of those are coming. And I mean, I know the Dusty and the Sandstorm, that actually makes sense. The Sand Scorpion, the Robot Scorpion, I don't really remember. Again, after my time, the Full Force was talking. Well, they were talking about it today. I watched it today. But they were talking about it, and they're like, yeah, I guess as a Robot Scorpion, it makes sense because I guess the original one came with was supposed to be a giant scorpion. I do not need a giant scorpion. Giant scorpion. You fucking forgot. Monday night. Some other guys start doing Monday night shows, and all of a sudden, you start forgetting that I'm on Monday nights. Must be like when you forget to send me links to your show, too, huh? Great to have you here, Shane. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. I guess it makes sense. Again, the snake eyes with the polar bear, that's not really a figure in an animal companion set, because they've already said that thing's going to be really big. Lenny has already said that thing is going to be to scale, so it actually makes sense. Oh, and here comes Toy Connections stopping in. Say, hey, wait, it's Monday? Yes, it's Monday. You were probably watching some other channel. Some other guy that buys subs. He went live today, I heard. I love when people send me stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, as for the retro carded figures, we know we're getting the retro card Flint. They showed that off. Cover Girl, Bat, Televiper. The green shirt, they have not said, but we have seen links from it. The Retro Breaker, there has been no talk of. Everyone assumed that was the breaker that we were already saw, so that's supposed to be the mass device from what it sounds like. And a lot of this is coming from what Chris McLeod, again, these are things he was kind of talking about. And then the Retro Zorana and the Retro Major Blood, I feel like we heard something about Major Blood. Am I wrong there? I thought that they announced that there was a retro Major Blood coming. Does anyone remember that? I never heard anything about Zorana, but I thought Retro Major Blood was already announced at one of them. I thought Emily just kind of threw it out there. Matthew says 6 minutes. It's not Monday. Very true. You know what? Viper Scout, very true. The green shirt might be mass device. You know what? You could be absolutely correct. Because it wouldn't make sense to have it on a retro card. So I'm really interested to see what the mass device packaging is going to be. Is it just going to be like a regular box? Is it going to be something different? I don't want it to change. Either be a retro card or a rectangular box. If it's a different size, I don't really care. I've told you before, I like having different size boxes with the numeric. It's kind of like going to a library or a bookstore. Not everything is the exact same. So Beckley says Scorpion Dude is Valor versus Venom. Yes. Stiff Kittens Reviews, it's 5 a.m. here. I hope you're up for a reason other than just watching me. If you're up for just watching me, awesome. I appreciate it. So Rachel said, Major Blood was supposed to be released in the original 8 retro figures, he was replaced by the Crimson Guard. Yeah, so this was Chris McCloud talked about this on his show, and I didn't know this. I'm sure it was probably said before, because when the Walmart retro cards were out, he had said, like, yeah, we know what characters they are. And then they dropped they changed it out. And I don't remember anyone ever talking about it. I'm not saying no one did. I don't obviously watch every single channel. But Gun Bunny Custom says, different size boxes is what makes life worth living. Very true. Yeah, that was interesting to hear that they were going to. So all the people that wanted a Major Blood, you ended up getting a Crimson Guard. Which is what's funny is that Crimson Guards were hard to find. They were even harder to find as a retro card. Yeah. So, but I thought I thought that Emily had already announced it. I thought they announced it like it's the one in Europe. I forget what it is. The one that they did over there in Europe. I thought they mentioned. I just thought it was a name only reveal. So that's why, like, when Chris said, like, I can't confirm that when I haven't heard that, I was kind of surprised. As for these 2 packs, Night Creeper Leader and Budo, Blackout Bomb Strike, Grand Slam, and Laser Viper, Cesspool, and an Unknown. The guy I talked to said he goes, I've heard nothing about that. It does kind of make sense because they've done a couple of verses. Again, Night Creeper Leader and Budo, both martial artists. Grand Slam and Laser Viper. Blackout and Bomb Strike, I'm not really sure. I knew Bomb Strike is. And Cesspool and an Unknown. Now, the one thing that, Chris was saying, and I've talked about this too, you throw enough things out there, like some other YouTubers, you're going to be right eventually, right? You're going to be right on half these figures, right? I mean, you say, hey, we're getting a Dr. Mindbender and a Trouble Bubble. You're fucking going to be right that these figures are eventually going to come. You just might not get them in that order. But I wouldn't be surprised because they've already done the Versus pack with... What was that Versus pack? The Steel Core Commander and then the one guy that everyone wanted. Actually, the Steel Core Commander is a really good figure. Much better than the other Steel Core figures. But everyone wanted the Cobra Trooper, which I can't think of his name. So, no confirmation. And again, Chris McCloud, he knew nothing about it either. So, I'm not overly shocked on that. As for the single boxed Twilight Guard, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tony's Fig says Blackout is the Plague Trooper sniper for Cobra. Okay. See, I think I have most of these spy troops. So I think a lot of these figures that are characters, these named characters that there are, I don't remember some of them because I was just buying stuff, and if it wasn't one of the original figures, I probably didn't remember their names too much. I remember Bomb Strike just because I have her posed, and I heard her name numerous times. As for the single box characters, heard nothing about Iceberg. Night Viper, they announced. Super excited for Night Viper. I think everyone is. I haven't heard one person saying this is awful. We have God Tank. I know I have never seen this name before. Greetings, programs. Serpentor or Cobra Commander. Oh, it's Cobra Commander, and it is Serpentor. It's always Cobra Commander. My Serpentor is part of his own faction called the Cobra Coil, or called the Coil. I won't even say Cobra Coil, which, yes, I didn't really make that up. That came from the Devil's Due comic line, if I'm correct, right? In Devil's Due, I believe, did that. Muskrat, heard nothing about. Lifeline, heard nothing about, but it makes sense. They're probably going to use that same buck. I mean, all of these make sense. Monkey Wrench was announced. IG Baroness, no one has heard of. No one has heard that they're going to do it. It makes sense, right? And it's time that we have another Destro. Not a lot of people have the Destro. And the biggest issue with all the Baronesses is they all suck compared to that 3-pack. Because just the changing of the articulation in her arms make that an awesome figure. All the other Baronesses, they pretty much suck. Will says Iceberg and Monkey Wrench seem to be the only thing worth my while right now. Maybe Cesspool and Darklon. Darklon's sword. Really, you don't like anything else, huh? Voltar. Again, you're getting the Iron Grenadiers. It makes sense. Darklon, we've already seen that he's coming. So, and then these ones here, we already have Snake Eyes version 4. That one has been announced. The Hydro Viper, well, hasn't been announced, but as I've mentioned before numerous times, you have that the diver buck. You have to use it. The Hydro Viper is going to come, and so is not Torpedo. What the hell is his name? What's the other diver that everyone wants? I can't think of his name. Someone will tell me. You know what's Wetsuit? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sherlock. I have 2 Voltars, and on both his backpacks, the peg fucking broke. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Something it was clearly weak in that is a problem. Afflicted Studio says, sorry, I'm watching from the beginning. When you mention crypto, a 10% drop is not bad when you're claimed to be volatile. I did buy the dip and it feels good. You are way behind Afflicted Studio. Come to the future with us. But thank you for watching. I definitely do appreciate it. Just know that when you get to the future, I did read your comment. And crypto had a bigger than a 10% drop. It had much worse than a 10% drop. Believe me, I watched it just. But I also know how crypto works. Down, up. But hey, I'm sorry. The crypto talk is for the past. We are now in the future. One-eyed biker says a lot of gold plastic like Voltar's backpack broke. Yeah, it's just funny that I'm like, oh cool, I have a second one, and then it just fucking snapped. All right. Airtight. It only makes sense that we'll probably get an airtight, but I haven't had that. That's not confirmed. The Royal Guard, again, they are going into. Unfortunately, they are going into the Cobra Law. Flash. Let's be honest. This is Sergeant Flash. They're going to give us the original OG. We've already talked about this, right? We know that they're going to give us the original. So that's just kind of throwing something out there. It was asked on Saturday night. If I could strangle one G.I. Joe, who would it be? And I said, well, there's a lot of Joes I probably would have strangled after I got out, but I can't count those. The one that I would strangle is Psych Out. I'm sure they will probably make him cool, and if they can make him cool, Like Raptor over here, awesome. But I fucking hate. I hate Psych Out. But that is not confirmed. Mainframe, not yet. This new Firefly Deluxe doesn't really seem to make sense. The other Firefly was just released not too long ago. And what's the Deluxe? Are you going to redo the Cobra Island one and maybe do something to make it Deluxe? I'm not sure. And then you have Pythona. Now, my source said Pythona is confirmed. That doesn't shock me. There's been so much about Pythona. Captain K says, I'm only down 3.3 Bitcoin in a week, up 131 for the... Oh, believe me, I'm not... If you would have bought early on in the year, yeah, you're right. You would have fucking... You'd be out. You'd be making like a bandit. I don't want to turn this into crypto talk, guys. I'm sorry. None of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion. You ever watch those guys? They have to say that because they don't want to get sued. Oh, you know what? One-Eyed Biker says, will Firefly come with a giant dreidel to be deluxe? You know, I could maybe if they went with, what was that, version 4? Version 3 or 4? Ugly colors. But if they did something like that, I thought it was a cement mixer. With this giant cement mixer. I actually had that figure. I no longer have him. I don't know why, because it was pretty much after I bought him because he was Firefly. But yeah. Annihilator, again, it makes sense. Fast Draw, that kind of makes sense considering you've seen the deluxe figures that they're going with. Frag Viper, we know. Cyber Viper, not confirmed. And then Globulus. We know we're going to get Globulus. Like, let's be honest. They didn't do Nemesis Immortal. I'm saying it because that's what his name is. His Nemesis Immortal. And if you call it Nemesis Enforcer, I don't care. They didn't do that. They didn't give you Once-a-Man Cobra Commander because they're not going to give you the Royal Guard, Pythona finally, and then Globulus, right? We're going to get all those figures, so just be ready for it. But again, those are ones that I have been told. Again, I trust this guy, but I don't have it from the actual source that says, yep, this is what we actually need. Or this is actually what we're getting for sure. Chris McLeod is the one, again, if you're not watching the full force and you're a G.I. Joe fan, you are missing out because he is the one that does pretty much, he's the one that fucking confirms everything. Because once it's out in the open, then he can confirm leaks or not. Or once it's shown off, then he can confirm what it is. Tony's Fig says, Ninja Firefly was a weird-ass design, man. How do you take a guy that already looks like a ninja and then make him not ninja? Beckley says, man, Cyber Viper sucked. They need to update him. I have to look and see who Cyber Viper is. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know who he is. I really hope, I really hope that going forward that they're willing to break away from just doing the classic look. I hated Sergeant Savage, right? I hated that G.I. Joe line. That was not G.I. Joe to me. But when you look at those figures, I think that those figures would translate into classified very well. Especially if you kind of take them in a different timepiece, maybe, right? All those characters, they didn't look like G.I. Joe, and the scale just really, it was one scale and that was it, right? They never did anything else with it. There's been a few people, but I'm kind of with you. Um, yeah, Toy Optics says the same people that want Sneak Peek. If Sneak Peek doesn't come with a giant fucking telescope, then don't give me him. Hey, you know what? Gun Money says, I love Sergeant Savage. I still have mine in my closet. I love it so much that I put it in the closet. Again, hey, if you like it and you enjoy it, awesome. I didn't really care for it. I love the idea of how they looked. But I definitely would like to... I think that stuff would translate into classified very well. And they really need to be willing to grab other things. It's so difficult because, like I said, the community throws a fit when they don't get the exact original thing that they got. And you hear other people that don't like the community, okay, that talk about this stuff. And I'm with them. I'm with what they say about, hey, you have to update. You have to give some sort of modern look to it. And now that we know that they're doing the retro cards, you know, they have to be willing to say, all right, retro cards, this is going to be as close to your O-rings as possible. But this classified box line, we're going to update them. We're going to make some changes to them. And I'm fine with that. Quick Kick, there is no reason to give us a Quick Kick in on a retro card. When they do, they'll probably give them a different backpack that holds like a sword and nunchucks. They'll make something a little bit different. But how much change can there be? And a lot of that had to do with we didn't know how far the retro line was going to be. They flat out said that, you know, and that's understandable. There has been a change in the G.I. Joe. There's change in their budget. You know, I'll say it again. I've said it 1,000 times. Hasbro's $1 billion company, but the G.I. Joe brand is not a $1 billion brand. They're not making that much money. Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, it makes so much more money. And if my background is driving anyone nuts because it's focusing in and out, please let me know. I'll turn off the autofocus. But yeah, but that was it. The whole topic was actually supposed to be about this list. It's supposed to be completely about that list, and then they dropped all those digital renders. There also will be a live stream later on this month. They were talking about, so the Full Force was talking because someone said on Entertainment Earth and their drop zone, they've talked about certain days that Hasbro product is dropping. Well, we already know if you're a Marvel Legends fan, there's specific days that there's Marvel Legends figures dropping. But if you go through it, you can kind of deduce when they'll probably have the live stream. A lot of people think it's going to be the 7th, I think, which would be this Friday, which would be crazy to just all of a sudden announce. I really don't understand why still at this point the G.I. Joe brand, their own brand, is still considered like the redheaded stepchild. Like, hey, you know what? It all goes in our pocket, but we're gonna take our time to give you what give people what they want. So, all right, I'm gonna share this out one more time here. If you don't know, I do live premieres every first Tuesday of every month. Ranking, I've been doing ranking the G.I. Joe classified figures. This one is going to be 61 to 80. So please hit that reminder notice and tune in. It will air directly before my moderators show, Ed and Travis. And then after that, you move directly into Pop Blender and Matthew Matson, my other moderators show. And you can have your Tuesday all planned out a little after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. It really helps out. And looking at this poll here, 45% of people said they just came here for the G.I. Joe news. You know how I know that's true? Because we were up to like 130 people, and now we're down to 86. And and it's understandable. G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe Classified is, honest to God, it is the hottest adult collectible action figure line. I'm not saying it's the biggest. I'm not saying that it sells the most, because Marvel Legends and Black Series outsell them like crazy. But when it comes to collectibles with action figures, I believe it's by far the number one. There are so many people that have come into the G.I. Joe line that were never into G.I. Joe. They came over from Marvel Legends and Star Wars, different things like that. So many people from here that have found Valaverse or Operation Monster Force. The other thing that I see in the groups is that a lot of these people that are collecting classified, they're not toy collectors, and that is perfectly fine. But it means that they don't understand the industry that they're walking into. They don't understand that $25 for a figure is a base price, right? They're still thinking, why does this thing cost more than $10? Well, because it's not the 80s anymore. It's not the 90s anymore, right? It's we're in a new world. When they see Super 7 and they bitch about it being $55, but they're bitching because it's $55, they're not bitching because of the quality of it. They're bitching because they don't realize action figures of that size can easily be $55. God forbid they see what a fucking mezcal cost. But I just think it's absolutely crazy. And again, I know I've heard people talk about what's going to happen if Classified dies. First off, Classified ain't going to die for quite some time. Unless if Hasbro's just like, hey, you know what? We hate money. They don't hate money. There's been a bunch of toy tubers, a bunch of people saying, what happens to all these classified YouTube channels when it goes away? Well, anyone that's a classified YouTube channel, I don't think they're doing this to make they're not doing this to put a roof over their head, to put food on the table, clothes on their back, right? They're doing it because it's fun. It's something they enjoy doing and talking about their toys. I guess if they stopped collecting their toys, they'd stop doing YouTube. I can tell you, for me, I obviously collect a lot of other things. And if Classified went away, I could find a way to spend money on something else. 4 Horsemen, you're one of them. Fresh Monkey Fiction, you're another one. Jada Toys, yep. Marvel Legends, God, they made some really good figures. Motu, no. Kenzo Creation says, try being a Motu tuber. It's like swimming upstream. Yes, I know. Because when I would, I know because I made jokes that when I talked Motu at the beginning of the show, the viewership dropped. It was only half tongue-in-cheek. It was true. I would watch my viewership drop about 15 every single time. Now I think they stick around because it's kind of funny. Joan Gonzalez says, woohoo, nice shout, nice 4 Horsemen shout out, Lawrence. Hey, I like 4 Horsemen, man. I'm just sorry that I showed the head up. I'm not sorry. Dude, in all honesty, I said it before, like if there was no classified, I would probably be way more into Mythic Legions, not Cosmic Legions. Cosmic Legions, again, we've talked about it. It doesn't do very much for me. Mythic Legions, yes. The figure Obscura, yes. Fantasy interests me to an extent. Motu, again, I really like the origins, but I think we just got to the point where, all right, I had every origin that I really wanted, and I wasn't forced to sell it, but I did. I would be doing crypto videos. Hey, I know you can make a lot of money in crypto, just like the stock market. But I'm wondering, how much money are these people really making in crypto? Because they make like they put Mike Zero to shame when it comes to making videos. I think this would be a mistake. Mask is not nearly as popular as G.I. Joe. And people talk about G.I. Joe being a vehicle line. Mask is a sole vehicle line. Only so many people would want the figures. And I think there would be classified guys that want them in there. I think it would be a mistake. Would I like to see it? Yeah. Personally, I think the 1/18 scale fits better. But you guys are going to get a... Sherlock, you can want it all you want. I didn't say that I wouldn't like to see it. I just said I think it would be a mistake. And if I was Hasbro, I would stay away from it. Because, again, Hasbro is about making billions, not millions, right? Everyone see Roman? Come up here, Roman. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. It seems like it's been a while. You're like, oh, my gosh. What? What? I know. Yeah. Go tell the boy. Go tell the boy. Say, let me out. I know he's not asleep. I can hear him.
You're a bitch, Roman. Come on.
Look. Go.
Come on.
Anyone that's new, that's my dog, Roman. You can go buy a shirt of him in the Duke fatigues. There's a link in the description somewhere. Just click the merchandise and you can go pick up an awesome shirt. You're going to love it. It was done by my buddy Customs. So Bud did a wonderful job. Anyway, yeah, Roman had a lot to say. Like, I need to go out. Roman said it's time for bed. I think he's right. It is almost 12:30. Thank you guys all for joining me. Please hit the like button on the way out. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, the show is not just about talking toys. It is me rambling on and trying to entertain you. Make sure everyone gets a voice in this chat. We have a wonderful community. I don't care what anyone says. We have a wonderful community. Hell, I'm able to survive with just 2 moderators. And I'm pretty sure one checked out a long time ago. Ed, if you're still here, please post a link to your stream tomorrow so people know where to go to check you and Travis out, where you guys will talk more of the independent toys. My other moderator, Matthew Matson and Pop, I'm still not sure exactly what they talk about. Pop culture stuff. And then they get stuck on toys at times. But I keep telling people, you got to take a break from toys. I can't watch toy shit all the time. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys, everyone, for the super chats. Remember, this Thursday, I will be having Toy Gains on Thursday with a friend at a special time of 10 p.m. Eastern so he can finish up his show, which normally overlaps with mine. But, hey, you know what? I tell everyone, if you find a good time that works for you, you don't worry about other people. You do you. My job is not to make anyone not watch someone else's show. It's to make you want to watch my show. Evo Dookie, who is just showing up here. I just started putting videos up. Have a good night, everyone. Have fun. And then Friday, if you are a channel member, Punk's Pit. It starts at 10 p.m. We usually go, 5-6 hours? We talk about all kinds of shit, and we never know where it's going to lead. It's kind of like the clubhouse, just behind the paywall, but we have a good time. Tony's Fake says, Gaines talk, that Takis slinger. I'm actually disappointed that my daughter's not here because she loves Takis. I think both kids do. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much. Had a wonderful time. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you haven't. Make sure you vote. 164 votes. 45% of you just showed up for G.I. Joe talk. And only 39% showed up for the ramblings. That's absolutely crazy.